Taylor to a pulp.
It worked.
It did work. I was telling Shay all week I was going hard on Mortal Kombat.
How is she?
She's good. She's she had like a bad what was it? The metatarsals dropped in her feet, so she had really bad foot pain for like weeks. She wasn't working for a couple weeks. It's starting to get better now, but so she's back to work. But hanging in there.
Something that just happened, or did she like?
She's had like foot problems in the past with like plantar fasciitis, but this one it was just like, I think it was just a mix of like working a lot, standing long shifts, and she was doing like hikes and stuff. So
all right, Taylor, you send me that live link and then make
it
us full screen on the TV and start getting it to people. I'll make sure I am.
So are we gonna have people trickling in as we go, or will we have everyone kind of at the beginning?
I'll
make it full screen, but I'll just have to like go back and forth.
I think it's gonna be a trickle. Yeah, we both can go. Why are you gonna go back and forth to change the size?
Because I can't see where the admit to the room button is on here. So when people get in the lobby,
okay,
I'll have to minimize it and re-add them.
What's that guy doing? Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to After 9. So we are about to start this up. We're about to invite a whole bunch of people here. I'm just gonna do it on the computer. So Kirklin, is your time to talk. Talk about the day. Talk about how it's been. I'm gonna start inviting people, let everyone know. So no dead air, but because we're on air.
That's dead. Hello, I am here to tell you a bit about what's been going on today. The day started off with me turning Taylor into a pulp.
Oh no, okay. No waiting room.
There's no waiting room. There is no waiting room. Yeah, so the day started with me turning Taylor into some sort of pulp in Mortal Kombat, followed by NHL. That was very satisfying because I don't know if anyone of you remember. I definitely remember. Taylor beat my ass. It's actually the only recorded footage pretty much from our last stream. So I'm sure the whole world has seen that one. So that was a very satisfying win. What did we do after that? We kind of just were playing games, chilling until the teams match happened between Tyler Saris and I versus the man to my right, Travis Snell, and Taylor Field. That was probably the closest and most competitive Mario Party game I've ever played in my life. There was some mental mistakes that happened, but you know what? That's all part of the competition. It's a high stakes tournament, and sometimes stuff like that can happen. And it was lots of fun. All day it's been lots of fun. I can already tell I'm going to be losing my voice by the end of the day. And my lips are really red because they're a little chapped. And I forgot my lip balm. Yeah. So that's what I got to deal with. But overall, it's been a very, very fun day. Oh, yes. And then we just had Fanboy Clay versus Travis Snell.
We don't need to talk about that one. People saw that.
Oh, we're going to talk about it a bit. It was a very, very close competition. Travis almost forced a game 5. He was really ramping up the momentum in those last 2 games. So you got to tip your hat to him for at least competing and trying.
As you can see, though, on purpose, I ended it right in time before After 9, right? So
Right in time. I'm pretty sure we had like 30 minutes before this, but
oh, no. Setup and everything.
Taylor is defying gravity right now. Or maybe he's standing and we're on the wall. All righty, folks. We are sending invites out. I don't even think you needed invites. I thought you could just join.
Well, the link, I mean. So people
Oh, okay. There you go. Link is out. Click on that link if you want to come chat with us and just party. We're going to be here for, yeah, $10 at the door. We made our goal. It's all going to us now. No, just kidding. It is all going to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Great cause. Super overjoyed that we already made our goal. We surpassed our goal.
Super overjoyed.
We are super overly joyful from that fact. And yeah, we are going until 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, or whenever Sky High's over.
or whenever Sky High is over. If it's 10:58, we might be leaving a little bit early. But as of right now, we're gearing up for our after 9. That's gonna be running about 3 hours. I'm sure you guys know all about it if you've been following us, and those are always a good time. And we're excited to see some familiar and possibly new faces.
Yeah, a little scary at times, you know. The waiting room is just open. Apparently, we'll have to keep checking and whatnot.
Yeah, we might have to do a quick ban depending on who joins, who's wearing clothes, who's not.
Yeah.
We'll
And
Kylo Ren joins the.
We have this big I gotta ask you, Kirklin, did you ever watch? Now we just got the conversation.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that trailer? Oh,
Heyo!
Man.
It's Travis's man.
Well, yeah, you know. This is a strange situation to have like someone there and then us here. Like
It's like a therapy session or
it
something.
feels like we're in a business call or
I like
something.
it.
Hello, Chris. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello,
Yes,
Chris.
can.
We can hear you.
We have a strange setup right now. We have it so we all can see. You're on like Taylor's TV, you know. So.
Oh God, that's completely awkward. Thank God I can't see it.
Oh, he's taking
a photo.
Oh,
Naturally.
thank you, buddy.
You set him up. He's like, oh no, I have to do it now. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing good. How are you? Good? You okay? You still licking your wounds?
Oh, it was all part of the plan. No, I don't know what you're talking about. But no, Clay, you know, he put up a good show. I was maybe and didn't expect it to be that tough, but here we are. So my computer just completely froze. I'm gonna ask you first, Chris, because I don't know if Kirklin saw it. I put it in the chat. I don't think he saw it. Did you ever watch the Reminiscence trailer with Hugh Jackman?
Yes, I did actually.
What do you think about that?
It's definitely right up my
You can
alley.
watch it right now, I guess, you cheater. But
It's definitely right up my alley. I mean, it's Hugh Jackman, but the idea of a kind of a sci-fi noir. I mean, Blade Runner-esque. I mean, it's it's going to be pretty good. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. So
I think it's a movie. Is it a movie?
Oh, it's a movie?
I think it's a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Well,
movie.
Is it a
Okay.
movie?
Yeah.
All right. Well, either way, I'm in.
I wish it was a series because I was trying to make this case to my fiance. What has he done since? And I guess I haven't entered this. This is after 9. We just talk a bunch of random stuff, and then we're gonna talk about like some topics. But this is what it is. Has he done? He hasn't done that much since Logan, right? Like I feel like he
Greatest Showman.
What else has he done?
He's done some.
That.
I want to say some Broadway stuff.
He's definitely doing Broadway. So I was just wondering if it was maybe my theory was
Have you seen
wrong.
it?
I was like, I'm more excited for this movie because I feel like he's picking only good projects now and everything like that. But Greatest
Hell,
Showman,
he could retire and be fine with his life.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh man, this is Stranger Than the Women. So Joe here. Oh my goodness, boom, boom, boom. Okay,
Howdy,
hello
howdy.
Joe. How's it
Also-
going?
So to pronounce my last name,
Yes.
it's just like Rio de Janeiro, only without the I. So it's Gennaro.
Gennaro. Okay.
There you go.
I feel like I got
Like he's generic. No,
Exactly.
just
I've
kidding.
heard that my
whole life. Thanks. No, you're good.
Taylor said it's the name of the lawyer from Jurassic Park.
Yes, only that's with a G and not a J. So
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
the last thing Hugh Jackman is, and I totally had forgotten, was the HBO movie Bad Education. That was the last-
Yeah, that was really good. Hey Taylor, I think you could probably zoom in on us. We look like we're so far away, but yeah, I really liked that movie. Yeah, Rebecca Ferguson is watching it. Like I said, Kirklin didn't watch it all, but I okay, just on me now.
way to focus.
What is that? What was I gonna say? So I didn't know that this is Christopher Nolan's sister-in-law. It's the
Oh.
wife of Jonathan Nolan who's directing this. I didn't know that.
Oh, I mean, I didn't know that, but I loved. They both did Person of Interest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I never
Jo-
saw it.
Yeah, both of them were the showrunners of Person of Interest. Outstanding. Jim Caviezel did an amazing job. That whole cast.
Oh yeah. I remember that movie or TV show.
Yeah. What about you, Joe? Did you see this trailer we're talking about, the Reminiscence one with you?
So you shared it, and I never got around to watching it. And then
Yeah.
I've just been busy.
Mhm.
I've had work and knee problems, and just getting a second COVID shot. I've just been busy all week.
Oh, second. Yeah, I get that in a few weeks there. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it's one of those that's going to theaters and HBO Max day and date. So I will. I don't know. Our theater should be open. I don't know which one I'll see. But whoa, there's children. Yeah, we also sent the link to a play school. We just want to have some fun, get some kids on here.
We wanted to get numbers. Yeah.
yeah, we want people. Summer, how you doing?
Excuse
I
me.
am doing well.
Oh no, that's just the problem though with the hello.
Is there a
Should
child
be
here?
hairy gorilla.
There's a
You
gorilla.
hairy man. You're so hairy. Hairy gorilla.
There's a hairy gorilla.
So you can
Are they
take
talking
it.
about me?
Yeah, it's you, Joe Gennaro.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Hi. I like being hairy.
Shave all that hair, you hairy bearded
This
guy.
may have been a bad idea.
That's why it's a fun test. Yeah.
I know who's at the door right now.
And that one too.
Oh,
This was gonna be the
don't
test
make
of
me
we always thread. We're like, maybe we should do this one
also
just for
pointing
like
to.
just to see, you know. But then while Kirklin leaves me there, they're all leaving. Yeah. I feel like
Who?
Taylor doesn't know how to ban people. But anyways, that's what we'll do here. Hang on.
Do we know what's going on? Like,
I feel like I wasn't.
Hairy man.
Wait, what?
I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting any children. That's not the case. But it's to streamline some people. The links back to now that blank window. I know is Carl. I don't know if Carl has his screen turned off for something fake or something. But how are you doing, Hansi?
You're muted.
I'm
There you
doing
go.
well. Yeah, doing good. Excited to be here.
after that, are you still excited?
Yeah, that was a little strange.
little
Yeah.
weird.
It happens. How'd the homework go?
I did some of it, and then I gave up. So
And you gave up? Mhm.
typical.
Taylor,
Yeah.
you fixed the situation there.
As you've
You've been
noticed,
eliminated.
as you noticed, there's less people on the call now.
Hey, well, no, I know. It's great and whatnot, but yeah. So, oh boy, Taylor, when do we want to do your takes? When do we want to do that now? Or are you still finishing up? Taylor's been running around. Like,
I'm good to go. I got the list.
He has not stopped
ready.
moving for
Are we
like 4
expecting more
hours.
people because I know Clay wanted to be part of it.
Taylor's
takes.
takes. The people want it.
Oh, Taylor's.
Oh, he's got his envelope.
I thought for a second Hansi was chanting Taylor stinks, and I was like, I missed something going on there. I don't know.
I can confirm I showered this morning.
I think we would have known if you hadn't. That would have been something. So, oh boy. So I will get the whatever you want. Hey, what are you guys' plans for the rest of the weekend while I pull this up?
Me?
Well, you sure, Kirkland. You every 20 minutes you're like, oh, my voice.
Yeah, just resting. Just no big plans.
Does everyone work on Monday?
Yep. Do you not?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I do. I do work on Monday. I don't know why I asked, but I just wish I didn't. So, no, I do work on Monday. Unfortunately, Chris, is it? It's not too busy what you're doing right now
This moment or at work?
at work.
At work, we just ended the school year, so we graduate our seniors next Saturday morning. So
You're in the clear.
yeah, we've got some kids doing some retests on tests next week, but yeah, it's gonna ease down for a bit.
Yeah,
I need it. It's been a long year and a half.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine being in the school system while COVID was for this all.
We made it.
Yeah. Congratulations. But you made it. You're still one piece. Everything like that.
Sanity
guess I got-
somewhat in question.
And this is what I'll ask when I pull these up too. Has anyone in this call seen Sky High? Okay.
Love
Long
Sky
time
High.
ago. Yeah.
I actually thought in the theaters.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh.
Respect.
Majority of people have seen it. There you go.
So
Dude, Sky High's a great movie.
is it a great movie or is it a so bad it's good movie? Or is it
No,
just
no, it's a really good movie. It's
Yeah.
so it's either just before or just after the superhero craze kind of started, and it was Disney's kind of take into it, but it was generic enough superheroes that kind of mirrored the known superheroes, but obviously didn't have names. The cast is great, and I thought the whole movie was great.
I'm say it inspired Feige to do the MCU.
No, who says
Who
that?
says
Oh
that?
my God.
Who says
I'm not gonna say that much.
Lies.
Taylor
No, it's
says
a really
we
good
can watch
movie.
with friends.
Yeah, he
Oh,
says
yeah.
it's a great movie to watch with friends. No one can.
There's
Maybe
no
it's-
one. I see two head nods.
Gotcha.
I got a head nod. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I would. I'd say it's a okay movie. You know, it would if it's on TV. I'm not gonna flip to the next channel necessarily. It's not gonna give me like, oh God, what's this?
Okay.
It's one of those that if it's on, I would definitely like sit down and watch it. I haven't like watched it start to finish in some time, but I did enjoy the movie.
Mhm.
So
Who's this guy?
I'm gonna address the guy who just joined last.
The Rocket League champion.
I'm tough. I have this Rocket League competitor, then I also have Carl, who just is on my case all the time. But Carl, how's it going, sir?
Yeah, good. Hi, Madison.
Hi.
Uh-oh.
Are you well?
Tony, nice to see you.
How you guys doing?
Good. I think this is the first time we've actually cast together. I think we've talked about this before. I don't think we actually have. Clay, you're shaking her head, but I don't. When's the time we've casted?
We haven't casted together.
Who?
I mean, we have technically with the reviews, but I mean, we haven't scheduled just like me and you a cast, you know?
No, but we've been on. Like I was just on DCA. This like we've at least I've heard your voice come through a headphone and vice versa. You know, Tony, I haven't. Tony's like I've been in the chat for a while. I haven't had that happen. You know,
It's
so it's
first
history.
time.
Yeah. No, Clay's just trying to reign over the moment. He's like, oh no, it's not. You
I'm just watching over this play-by-play on
Oh, he's sitting on his throne,
Oh yeah, he really is. Yeah.
drinking Travis's tears out of his chalice.
No.
Nice little comeback.
But tears, you know. How are you doing this weekend, Tony?
Another back gal of a promotion at work. Very good.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's nice. I saw a
Yay.
few weeks ago you're at some parks going on, like some theme parks and everything.
Oh yeah, Universal checking out the newest ride.
Ooh.
Amazing. That's a roller coaster.
How is that going? Like, how are like lines and stuff nowadays? Like with them, they'll just open up and everything. Because we have nothing like that. Like we have no theme parks. We have like a water
We
slide.
will this summer. P&E.
P&E.
Yeah, they're
not
opening-
here.
No, but they're like 3 hours away. It's not that far.
That doesn't count.
Oh, it
Go ahead.
counts.
That's more than
the
a stone's
Armstrong
throw
Fair,
away.
like
No.
a half an hour away.
Armstrong's about half an hour away.
Got it. No.
Yeah.
Depends how fast you drive.
Anyways, how is it like opening up? Like, because I've heard some people, I think last year here, they were saying that they love the water slides because they only like let a few amount of people in. So it's like it was really quick, but I don't know what that's like over there.
Yeah, well, when they first reopened, it was great. Like low crowds, about almost walk-ons, maybe 15-minute waits. Not that problem. Right now, it's more like an hour, hour and a half. Some rides are worth it. Others, like, not so much.
Mhm.
But right now, it's still a good time to go in the parks, honestly. For Disney, yes, because they limited, while Universal is at full capacity.
Mm.
Wow. Have you
Crazy.
done the new Jurassic World one yet, Taylor?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm surprised they released. I saw on their Facebook they released the entire like a video of the entire ride. Like I get the point because like if you're not on it, you're fine. But it's the entire ride, start to finish, of Jurassic.
Oh, I've
World.
watched it.
I know you. Okay.
There's a
I really
lot of
have.
those on YouTube that do
Mhm.
that.
The
Like
POV,
they just
yep.
have the right experience.
That's crazy. I thought you'd want to like
Interesting.
lock that down so it doesn't happen. You know,
And
like you don't.
officially, it's not supposed to open till June 10th, but as of 3 weeks ago, they just opened it and they haven't had a day to close. Just open it nonstop.
Nice. Why not, right?
Yeah.
They have that new Velociraptor coaster they were promoting, but I can't remember where that is located.
In Florida.
It's in Florida?
Yeah, Islands of Adventure.
Is it not California? I thought it was California.
I know
No,
that's what we
Avengers
have.
Campus.
Okay.
There you go. The
Oh,
more you
well,
know.
and what?
What?
Do you
What?
ask me if I'm ready to go?
You ready?
You ready? Where am I going? I'm here for another.
I said,
like,
there you go.
hours.
I said, there you go.
You ready to go? Get out of here, Travis. And then I guess I'm hosting Marvel Alliance with you this week, Chris. I forgot that. I forgot already, but Kirklin got an email about Loki coming up, and I think it's because it's on a Wednesday. I'm not
Yeah.
used to the show, like it's gonna drop on a Wednesday, and it feels strange. It feels what? It's 3 days away now. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Well, how does that count when you say something's 3 days away? Is the third day the day it's actually on, or is it the 3 days in summer? You go last because I already feel your condescending smile. But like, if it's 3 days away, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so I guess it's probably 4 days away, right? That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
Chris is so happy I don't host Marvel Alliance. He's like, look, I got Brent, another well-educated person now, you know.
I mean, if you want to say you're not educated, that's cool.
I don't think so. We were talking about this today. I did high school, and that was it. And then it was all trades after that, you know.
You got learned.
Well, that's not a word. So
got them book learning on.
That's why I wanted Chris to host
Shut
Marvel
down,
Alliance.
Kirklin.
Like, I need somebody to teach me some stuff.
With the right creds, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me I will. So. Carl, I gotta ask you the same question all the time. What time is it there? You're looking very stoic. You haven't moved.
He
your
is.
camera looks like it's a virtual background.
I thought he lagged and
He's
froze.
yeah,
Is
he's
he
gone.
actually frozen?
Am I
Not
frozen?
Oh,
Like a ventriloquist or something.
You
Yeah.
just look like you're in deep thought for a second. There you go. You're good.
Yeah,
Hey,
Man, he's
you're
gonna
good.
tell my
There
mom
we
on us in
go.
a second. Like, he's gonna tell us some really bad news because he's just been staring at his mic, not moving for like a solid 2 minutes. So
Yeah, 2:30 in the morning.
half 2 in the morning. Are you excited
Yeah.
for Loki?
Oh yeah, can't wait for
Hell
that.
yeah.
Yeah, after Winter Soldier. Yeah,
That's good.
I'm good.
What about you, Summer?
Oh yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but maybe not as good as WandaVision. That's kind of where my expectations are at.
If John Walker's in Loki, I think
I'm
it's
with
gonna be
you.
better.
But oh god,
Give me that crossover.
Yeah, I don't know what John Walker's doing, but what about you, Clay? Are you gonna be trying to stay up, or because I know your
Those days are long gone for me. The reason why I said ever since I got this damn puppy, I have been on his schedule, which is going to bed at 10 and waking up at like 4 or 5. So there is no staying up. Like they're honestly, by the time 9 o'clock hits, I feel like I should already be in bed. It's horrible. I don't know what has come over me. I was freaking staying up for 24 hours those days when we were talking about WandaVision. Now I can't do it.
Yeah, it's adulting, man. You know.
Fatherhood.
What about you, Joe? Because I can't remember. I had heard how you felt on WandaVision, but I don't think I've heard you on Falcon Winter Soldier. What you thought on that?
I did the whole episode about it. You don't listen to my show? I see how it is. Thanks.
I don't
Yeah.
honestly. I don't listen
Yeah.
to any show other than I listen to Marvel Alliance and DC Alliance because I produce those. So I do
No,
listen
you're
to
good. I'm
some I
kidding.
can.
At least
But I
he's
gotta edit
honest.
that. But you know what? No, I'll hear
You
your
can
thoughts.
You can at least just download that. I just want to
I was
download.
gonna
You don't
say
have
you
to listen.
don't even you don't
Just the
download
numbers.
any GUA, man. Ranger
No,
Alliance.
that's just automatic. I
lagging.
have about like my emails. I got like 7,000 emails. I have like all these download episodes, and then I just got to mass delete them because it's just quick. You know, like it sucks because my job. I used to have a job where I could do nothing but listen, but now I hope it might go that way after COVID. But I'm always right beside my boss, and no headphones are allowed. So it's like
Oh, no.
I can't like sometimes I can sneak with a wireless headphone, but I can't really because he always has to say something, and it's like it is important because it's COVID gear. So like I'm not gonna like brush him off. Like, come on, leave me alone. Let me hear the top.
Leave
10
me alone.
reasons- Let me hear the top 10 reasons why Thanos is gonna be in Miss Marvel. You know, I can't do that.
Yeah. But no, WandaVision was one of those where I was excited for it when it was announced, but it was like the very bottom of my list of Disney Plus shows to watch. And then it came out of the gates, and I loved it. And then Falcon Winter Soldier came out, and I was just like, okay, I'm still on this hype train. I loved every minute of it, and I definitely didn't call some of the shocking moments that happened. That was on me. But with Loki, Loki looks fun. My girlfriend is in love with Tom Hiddleston, so we are watching it first thing in the morning, Wednesday morning, when it comes out, when we wake up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Should I
I'm
watch
excited
it
for
before
it.
you if you don't wake up.
I mean, look. So we have an agreement. We
Uh-oh.
watch things together
Yeah.
when we can. Star Wars was the one thing where we just watch it when we have the opportunity. The the Disney Plus shows have become if we can watch it together, we watch it together. Otherwise, it's watch it when we can. Because I've definitely like when WandaVision was coming out, when she was in the shower before we went to work, I was in bed watching WandaVision. So, it's fine. It happens.
Yeah, me and my fiance, we kind of had a rule, but then eventually I think she just realized I was going to start watching stuff without her. But this is when I do crazy stuff like with the Netflix shows. I would stay up all night, watch Daredevil, and because she'd want to watch it right when she got home from work on the Friday, I'd be done on the Friday, and then I'd rewatch it again. So every time for a review, I'd seen the show twice, and I'm happy we don't. Yeah, it is. Except for like when I had to do like Iron Fist or some of those later seasons of Jessica Jones, like watching those twice in a weekend.
Ooh.
I was like, oh, but then eventually, I think Jessica Jones season 3, I was like, I don't need to stay up at midnight. I can wait for you. I don't need to be ready. But yeah, I much prefer the Disney Plus one episode, and I just watched them because I always tell like, hey, if something Harry Potter was out and I was too tired, like I don't get mad if someone watches something without me. That's not a trait for me as far as like, oh, you watch it without me. I'm like, okay, if I'm asleep, watch it and we'll go from there. But so Tony, I imagine you're excited because I feel like you're definitely in like the MCU, like Disney camp, right? I feel like from the few conversations we had and then like tweets I see and whatnot.
Well, he works at Disney.
Yeah, it's almost like he works there. It's weird.
It's on brand. Otherwise, he'd get fired.
Yes, low-key wise. Low-key is a show that before I could care less about either the character himself, pretty slowly growing on me. Same thing with like Wanda. When I first heard that being announced, I could care less about it, but that won me over. I love that show. Maybe my show of the year. So I am excited for Loki because WandaVision surprised me. So maybe Loki will do it too. And from the trailers, it seems like it'll be a little bit of the humor from WandaVision, but not a lot like we got in Winter Soldier. A little bit of the in between.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm just pretty excited to see how they end the episode because I feel like you got to have something bigger. Like I feel like you have to have some sort of like. Winter Soldier had the Captain America reveal. WandaVision had the Beekeeper. So I feel like you got to have something. I'm not sure if it's like you see a different Loki or something like that, but
is it going to like connect to a movie at the end by any chance? Do we know?
Doctor Strange 2.
Oh, is it?
The Eternals. It's connected to the Eternals.
It's going to be, they're kind of playing coy with it in the sense of Feige's not necessarily walking it back. I think they're just learning from putting out too much in the sense of expectation, saying, okay, we get everyone's going to have their theories, but it's going to connect. This whole universe is connected. So depending on how big the connection is, I guess we'll have to see. But I think originally he was saying it's going to have some sort of Doctor Strange 2 implications.
I just wonder if he walked it back so people, like I said, don't think Tom Hiddleston's in the show or in the movie. Like you can have Loki effects on Doctor Strange, but maybe Tom isn't actually in the movie. So then people aren't like, oh, well, there's no Tom. And the same way, like we know Andrew and Toby are going to probably be in Spider-Man 3. But like if that doesn't happen, everyone's going to hate that movie. Even if it was the greatest movie in the world, everyone's going to look at it as this massive disappointment. Like, well, they weren't in it. So,
but I wouldn't necessarily like just because Loki's connected, I wouldn't immediately jump to the conclusion that Tom Hiddleston's going to be in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah. But some people will take that. If they see that, they'll be like, oh, yeah, they must think. Which I have to ask you a question, Chris, because either you or Brent, talk about snub. I sent in a question for Marvel Alliance. I used to host a show. Didn't even get it read on the air this week,
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Did you listen?
I did.
Yeah,
it's in credits.
Ganyo.
We put it at the end credits.
Oh, snap.
We did it because it was we thought it was at least a good question that we were going to be discussed. You didn't even stay to the end.
No, I told you I haven't even fully listened to Marvel Alliance yet. I got my face in front. Okay, well,
you know, it wasn't
now
even on.
Now I got something to listen to. Okay, well, never mind. There goes my question. I'll ask it to everybody. My question was because everyone's obviously all mad and hot and bothered, like when we're getting the Spider-Man teaser. It's like because people are expecting to see Toby and Tom. I asked Chris and Brent, what do you actually think they'll show in the teaser? Like, is it gonna be fully safe of just like lots of Tom Holland running around in shadows and Aunt May looking dramatic, or are we actually gonna see something? Like, are we gonna see a Tom? I don't think so. I think it's gonna end with like a villain reveal. I think it will be Willem Dafoe, but Brent was like, no, they'll probably save it and use a smaller villain and whatnot. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. I don't know. I think we're getting in July with Black Widow. I don't know why people thought. Right. I guess Tom Holland's birthday. That's what the whole theory was. That was, all right. I guess that's why people got excited for it. But what about you, Summer? Do you think we see anything like massive in the first trailer? Or teaser?
What I think they're gonna do is maybe hint toward all these other people we're expecting, but not show their faces. Like, I don't know, maybe show the back of Toby and Andrew or something, or like the back of Willem Dafoe, and so then it like causes more speculation and then more gossip about it rather than just giving it away.
Like the Shazam Henry Cavill head cut off kind of thing.
Oh
They should do
god.
the head cut off thing. That's what they should
No,
do.
no,
Every
like that.
character is just from the waist down. Like, is that William? Is that whatever?
She's out.
Comparing
She
side by
didn't like my
side.
idea. She's like, fuck that. What about you, Taylor? What do you think we're gonna see in this trailer?
I would be surprised if we saw them, but at the same time, like we did see Spider-Man in the Civil War trailer at one point.
The last trailer. Though.
The last trailer, yeah.
trailer.
Well,
That
the
was
first trailer,
after-
you won't
yeah.
see. I think you'll get like some little kind of something very minor that's gonna have everyone immediately jumping online to start buying tickets. But it's I'd be surprised if they just dished out like a big major reveal in the trailer. The last trailer probably, but the first trailer, I can't see it being anything grand. It's gonna be like Tom Holland, and it's gonna have like some crazy mystical stuff. Like, I'd be cool if there was like a hint towards Doctor Strange and everything going on there. But I think it's just gonna kind of pick up on his journey dealing with the cops and stuff like that, and being like a wanted fugitive at this point. So
It's like the point of view from someone else. Like everywhere I look, I see his face. It's like a wanted photo, like Tom Holland.
I just don't know if that's gonna be the trailer because I just feel like they're gonna get rid of that whole identity issue real fast.
I think it's gonna be Tom Hardy strolling into the trailer.
What does that have to do with what I was talking about?
You said it's not gonna be like the wanted posters, but
No, I mean, like, I don't think the whole story of the film's gonna be Taylor. I was wondering what Madison was.
oh boy.
I don't think the story of the movie is going to be, oh, Tom Holland is guilty Spider-Man. We have to fix it. I think it's going to be a small part. I think either whether it's Daredevil and Court, like fixing real fast. I know people don't like it, but I guess I don't like it either. That whole theory of Doctor Strange just like makes everyone forget. I don't know if I want.
See, everybody's overthinking it. Scroll.
Okay. Yeah, and that too. Yeah, 100% easy.
Like, oh look, there's Peter Parker. There's Spider-Man. I guess they're not the same person.
Yeah. And I feel like that could be, I think it's going to be wrapped up in like 15, 20 minutes right at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the court scenario is not something pursued like with like,
well, maybe
like She-Hulk.
I would love to have that happen, but
with She-Hulk.
Well, was it? I thought there was like a rumor that She-Hulk was
No, it's Murdoch.
Murdoch. Okay,
could be both.
Murdoch is Daredevil.
Okay, just
Look at this guy. Look at this kid.
You said Murdoch with a question
He's
mark.
trying to
so-
bait you there.
I was trying to bait
he
him.
was.
Yeah, well, I already got egg in my face. I gotta get you up. But no, like I feel like you can have it start with them in court. They're talking about what we're gonna do, and maybe one of them have this idea. I guess it can't be Matt. I don't think, unless there's those rumors of Matt Murdock being Secret Invasion. So he's like, oh, I know a scroll. I know somebody, and like that's what I think. Maybe they have that idea. Like we gotta have Peter Parker and Spider-Man appear at the same spot, and then like Joe said, I think Skrull is like an easy answer, and then we move on to I don't know how the whole that rumor of the villains. The title is No Way Home because they can't get home, and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. What about you, Kirkland? What do you think we see in this teaser? We're gonna see Tom Hardy like Taylor's talking.
I don't think we'll see Tom Hardy.
No.
I don't know. I might say that we don't see like Toby or any of those guys in this trailer. If we do, I feel like they might do like one person like at the end, just because it's really early. Like maybe
So
like
Rhino.
I'm just picturing like the last time we saw Rhino, which was what Amazing
He was
Spider-Man
about
2.
to take that like
That was depressing.
cement like sewer dish right to his like his dashboard.
Yeah.
His dashboard.
Look
Yeah,
what they
his,
did
like,
to my boy.
navigational, like front display.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty bold to like, although everyone kind of knows that Toby and like those guys are gonna be in this movie. I feel like it's still, I don't know, save that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're gonna have to show at some point.
Yeah, but in the first teaser,
Do you have any anticipation of other like characters we've seen from the Avengers or previous.
Just
Marvel
starts
show.
starts with like
Tony
Downey-
just pops
Tony
in.
again.
just Robert Downey Jr. He's like the
Back.
first face. Of it, yeah.
Yeah, he's like Spider-Man in another universe or something. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they'll have to show someone. I guess it makes the most sense to say Toby, but
Or maybe they don't. Maybe it's just like a total, just Spider-Man swinging stuff like that. I did watch the original 2002 teaser again for Spider-Man, the one with the two towers. Man, is that trailer so good? Like, it's a
so
bummer because
good.
they
Yeah.
can use it, but man, like, and when that music kicks in, like the roller coaster and everything, such a good teaser. And I feel like, when's the last time we got a teaser where they actually just filmed something for, like, here's a preview, and that, because that scene's not in the movie at all, not just because but it's just like, it's not even in the movie at all, these bank robbers and everything like that. We don't get that anymore. We don't get just, here's a fun teaser, you know.
it's just they like show the whole movie or something. They show like a major plot point. It's like, well,
I mean,
guess that's not very a surprise.
Rogue One had a bunch of unused film for the teaser, for the trailer.
That's a different scenario.
Yeah.
You're definitely right.
You
definitely
asked
right.
for a trailer that
He answered properly. Yeah, there you go.
but that wasn't used.
Yeah.
I mean, although it's Disney, I feel like they are like, well, we don't want to hire, just random people for a whole new segment just for a trailer. Why don't you take stuff from what you've already filmed? But I think that since Alfred Molina basically just told everybody he's in the movie, I think they at least show him in the teaser.
They have to.
They show his death in the teaser. Like, he's
That's the scene from Spider-Man 2 just played in the trailer.
This fucker is not in our movie.
Pike will be, we're not showing it because screw him at that point. Let everyone think that he's a freaking liar for at least a couple of months.
Oh yeah, make him look dumb until premiere. Like, they released the whole Sinister Six but him, and like they go back and do like a whole Henry Cavill like reshoot. They like put someone else's face on Doc Ock and everything like that, So, Clay, are you guys on Monday? You guys talking about Warner Bros. Discovery? Does that fall on the DC topic?
I mean, we will. We will definitely talk about that horrendous freaking logo for sure.
Oh yeah.
I know that Taylor like
You get a chance to
Oh,
hand
yeah.
up.
After Clay's done or right
Yeah,
now?
sure. Don't cut Clay off.
No, I don't want
Really.
to. Yeah.
well, no, like we're gonna talk about that. What else were we gonna talk about? Me and Travis have a very like weird way. We just share random stories and we're like, okay, in the order that we shared it, that's how we're gonna talk about things. We do have a little segment. I think Brent basically started up a conversation today that I want to talk to Travis about. We all know about the rumors or just assumption that Wonder Woman Gal Gadot is going to be leaving after Wonder Woman 3. And does that mean we should reboot the DCEU? We'll talk about that. We'll, of course, talk about Zachary Levi and his new Shazam suit, which looks amazing. And then...
Well, yeah, I don't understand, because Tony and Brent both I know you guys didn't crap on it, but like I
thought it was a Mr. Miracle suit when I first saw it.
It's very much modeled
That
after
explains-
Black Adam.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it
A
does
white
look great.
cape. It needs a white cape. So
The white cape is going to be. It's going to be
CGI.
The
Yeah.
cape is going to be CGI this time, which I think I can appreciate a little bit more than, because I felt like the cape was in his way a lot in the first movie.
Mhm.
Like, I think I'm one of the very few of the group included in the GUA that like that film. So,
Ooh, I love that
That
film.
sounds good.
No, I think everyone likes it. I
Okay,
think everyone
okay.
likes that really overrated film.
Never
known as
seen it.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's one of
Kirklin
the
will
best
watch it.
ones.
He's too scared.
It's
one of the best
on
ones.
HBO Max. You can watch
Yeah.
it. Oh wait,
Oh,
It's on Netflix actually.
there you go.
Oh no.
I don't know how Canada works.
It's on the back burner.
no, but I genuinely like the redesign. It's so much more natural because they even had that like plaster black stuff all over his hair.
Yeah.
I think it's just grease.
No, they like actually it was like hair dye mixed with like hair paint. He showed the process of how to do his hair in the first movie, and it just looked really weird. This is his natural hair, his natural physique. It looks a lot better.
Yeah, I always thought the first one was just way too bulky, like a little hokey. It worked for the film, but Tony, where are you? Because yeah, there's a group of you that are not on board with this. What's wrong with this new one? You know.
Well, as you said, the first one seemed bulky, which, like, to my opinion, yes, Sam should look more bulky, but this new one looks more like he's more toned. He's more like just smaller. I don't get the full like. He looks like a different version of like if this was like a Shazam from like Earth like 12 or 13. It looks the like could be the top part, like the whole like the three holes, the three circles. Is it? Yeah. Nah. Again, maybe I gotta see the finished product once we see it in like motion.
Actual trailer.
Yeah. That could change, but as of now, the first one is a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Carl? Because you said you love Shazam.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of this. I've been busy last couple of days, so
I thought you were gonna say you hadn't seen Shazam. I was like,
oh yeah,
I loved it. I haven't seen it, but it's great.
Zachary Levi's in it. He can do no wrong.
Yeah. It's like I honestly feel like I know you thought it looked like Flash a little bit. I feel like it's
hence why I love Shazam.
Yeah,
it's Aquaman. It's Aquaman, not in like the metal, but just like the way the belt is, not like the gold suit he got, more like this. No, it's not metal. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it, but yeah, because before we what.
I don't know how to help you out. I'm trying. I want to throw you a life vest, but I don't know how.
To describe this suit. There's no possible way. But I do it before we move too forward. Yeah, Taylor. Because Taylor's literally sitting here with the Warner Brothers Discovery logo in his hand on the phone.
I'm riled up.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, because this is something you do for a living.
Just gets angry.
So.
Yeah, this is something I do for a living. So I mean, when I first saw this logo, it's so heavy to the left side. It's atrocious. And that.
Okay, wait a second. It's heavy to the left side.
Yeah, when you look at it, it's more weighted to the left side. And I think it's because of the period being so light on the right, but is so extended down like cylindrical.
So you mean as everyone?
Oh yeah, I agree.
Oh, you. What do you mean?
Actually? No,
that gold. It's
the whole
it's
left
it's weighted
side
because of the
feels
gold. Too much
heavier.
gold on it.
Yes.
It just feels heavier.
But that's me being super nitpicky. The real con I have with this.
Stuff that dreams are made of.
No,
Stuff that dreams are made of.
The outer,
Discovery.
the white outer glow around this is so shitty and god awful. It's so bad. Like it should just naturally flow into the background. Because I'm just wondering, like, if you put that on like a dark surface or anything else, it's just gonna look horrible with that glow. Because it's just it's in between being sharp and faded. It doesn't look good. And then the hierarchy is terrible. Warner Bros. Discovery, like I feel like Warner Bros. Should be shrunken down, and Discovery is what you want to like really pimp out. Like that's the brand right there. We've seen Warner Bros. Yeah, because that hierarchy there doesn't work.
Well, okay, I think it's weird that Discovery to have the name Warner Brothers Discovery because they bought them, but Warner Brothers is the biggest name when it comes to like entertainment.
Oh yeah, it is. But like even if you look at like their other logos, like they're emphasizing usually like one thing. I don't know where that nice blue logo is.
Well, the thing was like someone had posted a couple of times on Twitter like the history of Warner Brothers, like the 9 changes they've made, and all of them, like you're saying, Taylor, there's a focal point. This is just like we're going to release the name. It's going to be something. It might be something different. When it ended up just being Warner Brothers Discovery, I was like, well, that's uninspired.
Yeah, it's like when we put out like our new brand logos for the different news feeds, like we have Geekverse in there, but the focal point is what it's corresponding to: news, retrospectives, reviews. So with this, I mean, definitely have Warner Bros. In the aesthetic that they have, sure, or have it like having the same aesthetic for Warner Bros. And Discovery doesn't work. I think they should go with one or the other. Having the stuff that dreams are made of underneath, like that's a cool, like I don't know if it's a part of the logo, if it's just a subtext attached to it, but like it's just the T is capitalized. All these other Warner Brothers logos, they have everything capitalized, and I just feel like there's not even a period at the end of it. Like it just feels like they just threw it in there. It's so loose. So.
Someone's cousin decided to do some work on it and said, go with it.
Oh yeah. Well, the guy that did this, I mean, in the end of the day, designers don't make like
personal
billions of dollars by far. But the guy that did this,
billions, not millions, billions of
dollars. No, the guy that did this probably didn't get paid as much as he should have asked for. I feel like. But
what? You're saying he had work, but he should have got paid more?
No, like I feel like designers usually could make a lot more money than being charged for. I guarantee, like the guy that did like the logo for Pepsi and all these different brands, they don't make nearly as much money as the company is going to make from it. So with that in mind, this guy's like, these guys paid me $2. I'm just gonna destroy them, and I don't know. It's just it just seems like sabotage.
Well, someone's got to approve it, so it's not really the designer's fault. It's the person who
That's
approved
the thing.
it.
Yeah.
And
Also,
this is me being nitpicky. And as a designer, people always pick your least favorite design that you do. It baffles me.
I can tell because sometimes when Taylor's run logos by me, I'm like, I like that one. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I do. He's like, really? And then it's like, there's always some response. It's like, oh, I do like that one. And you didn't even mention the period. You don't like the period in there either.
Yeah, the period.
Yeah, the period just by itself with that 3D effect.
Looks like a
is
bus.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Like this logo, to be honest, it's like a half an hour job.
Half an hour.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It looks like word art from like
Yeah.
2007
Yes.
Microsoft
Yeah,
Word.
Comic
Thank
Sans.
you.
Hell yeah.
What does this logo look like when like the bat, like obviously I guess at that point, I know what the logo looks like.
Yeah,
like,
Kirkland's looking.
Okay.
Thanks, Taylor.
I guess at that point, I think the Batman will be out before the company buys it. But like when the Batman were to come on the posters there, like what do you do with that logo on the poster?
Oh God, you don't. I mean,
bottom corner.
What'd you say, Joe?
Bottom corner, or like have it like a Where's Waldo? You gotta find it in the poster.
Yeah.
It's the smallest
like
thing on
compared to the one where it's really like that combination mark of the symbol,
WB.
yeah, with the symbol in the background, like that can so easily be stamped on things. Like as we've seen it gets stamped on like video game cases, movie cases, posters, everything. The Discovery logo, I feel like I have to stand on my tiptoes and look over a fence to kind of like look down at it because it's angled upwards. It's just weird.
All right.
Gotta look over a fence.
Yeah, so I'm sure Clay is really excited to talk about that because he's, and I guess you can also talk about Heinz about the, the word boycott. That was a big discussion in our group chat too. What do you,
Yeah. How about you actually talk about something that's fun? Boycott.
Or related to the
It's
topic.
it's DC. What is fun in years at DC? Like honestly,
Suicide Squad is almost out. I think that's pretty fun.
Batman. Michael Keaton's Batman symbol with blood on it. That was kind of fun.
it means that he's in the movie. Cool.
I did like everybody trying to compare it to.
Well,
Watchmen.
Clay,
It's like,
bummer man, he delivers.
Well, no, it's just like it's like
it was just cool to see it.
I understand that, but it's like, hey, look, Keaton's confirmed. Yeah. Hey, look, Keaton's in the movie. Yeah. Hey, look, here's another evidence that Keaton's in the movie. Yeah. It's like, okay, why don't we just make it a Batman movie and move on?
Well, how about well, yeah, we can add a more Harley into it. We can put everything in because Batman's DC. But what about them saying like a fourth of whatever the multiverse stuff is shot?
Then I need to see a trailer. Like I already told you this. That's what we'll talk about. Because the Batman was able to freaking produce a trailer with 25% of the movie done. We get a trailer with an unknown amount of footage filmed for Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Flash is quite possibly the big movie for DCEU fans. It could go either way. It could be a big flop or it can be the best movie out there for people. It really can. Travis is already getting hard because of Keaton. So, it's just the way
can confirm.
Give me a blanket. Give me a blanket.
It's just the way people are with this actor and with this reiteration of the character.
Well, I feel like, Clay, I know your answer. Well, there's two things I want to say. One, I feel like the time you were asked to host DC Lions permanently is maybe the time that you hate DC the greatest or the most. So it's always interesting tuning in to be like that. What's going to happen? And Heinz always like, well, we'll see. But like, and I'll fully admit, like we were talking about Geek Frizz, that I'm a complete like sucker of like when they cut the nostalgia's not going to hit you, Clay. Like you see Keaton or when you see Toby, like when you see these like, or if we get to see like, I guess it's not nostalgia, you never play the role, but like Nick Cage's Superman, like. I know that there's bad stuff, but like would that like I feel like that's the thing. It's like that's what I'm a sucker. I do see that. I don't know.
For me, in those instances, just like in the instance of like Toby coming to be Spider-Man in Holland's movie. Yeah. Yes, I'm excited for the for being alive in the moment where I can see my old Spider-Man come back and be on the big screen, right? So for Keaton was never my Batman. Yes, I watched him a whole bunch. My Batman, and people will laugh, but my Batman was Val Kilmer and George Clooney. They were not the best Batman at all. I didn't get a good I didn't get a good Batman until, for me personally, was the Batman cartoon, because I still haven't finished Batman the Animated Series. Like, that's just what, like, for me, when it came to the DC animated universe, my go-to was Superman. Like, I saw that all the way through. Batman the Animated Series, I was never a huge fan of Batman until about 3 years ago, to be completely honest. So,
even then, it's pretty light. You hate the man.
I mean, I just don't like I don't like the fact that DC will always think, okay, what's the one way we can sell a Blue Beetle book? Oh, let's put Batman in it. Oh, what's the one way we can sell a Green Lantern book? Put Batman in it. Hey, what's the one way to sell enter character here? Oh, let's put Batman in it.
But
like,
if it sells, did it work? Is that what they wanted, right?
It's a gimmick. It's not a sale, it's a gimmick.
And blame the fans, not the company. Because the fans are ones who are not paying.
Like, I'm sorry, the fans are stupid. They're drones. They're just zombies going, oh, look, Batman, I'm going to pay everything that I have to go see Batman.
I will have you know, Clay, I am only buying the Detective and Batman books and not reading them just to add them to my collection. So I am not a drone, sir. Oh wait,
I thought you were saying you were buying them just to stick it to Clay or something like
no,
that.
No. I'm buying them because I like Batman, but I actually haven't read the either issue since Batman
DC,
issue 100 and Detective 1000.
And it's
not because I don't
DC.
want to. I just haven't had time.
It's not just DC. Marvel does it too. Marvel does it with Spider-Man like crazy, but DC I feel like does it more often than Marvel does.
Yeah.
Point in case, I said this coming August, there are 41 titles that were Batman related that are coming out for sale.
Hell yes. Look at that.
It's
my boy still getting work, you know?
It's disgusting. Out of 60 books, 41 of them are Batman.
Yeah, it's not enough. There gotta be more.
It's disgusting.
Oh fuck! Oh, okay, it's just a pillow. That was under your cat.
What the hell's your problem?
I thought it was under your cat. I don't like cats. So I thought it was gonna be a tap.
Wow.
Here.
Oh my god.
Calm down there, Travis. It's fine.
No, but for this instance for Keaton, right? I'm excited to see what he brings to the table after being gone from that character. Like, the only reason people still know him as Batman is because he has random appearances at colleges saying, "Hey, I'm Batman."
He did that twice, didn't he?
No, he's done it more. He's done it more than that.
Okay.
That wasn't selling me.
So 3 times.
I don't know exactly how many, but I've seen
Name all the colleges. Go.
Washington State. No.
But I feel like that is the only reason why. It's just yes, I understand there's fans for 89 and Batman Returns.
Oh yeah,
completely understand. They won't shut up on Twitter about this Flash movie, but
don't talk about a certain DC fans are not shutting up. But there's a lot of groups of those. I'm just gonna say that.
And me and Travis have criticized that as well.
I know you have, yeah.
And if that makes me a bad DC fan, I'm sorry, but
I would never say that you're a bad DC fan. You're a fan that has opinions, and it's not necessary. I don't like that label.
Facts.
Yeah, but again, I don't like people that come out and say just because they disagree with it, you're a bad fan or you do this. People who like Snyder Cut, people who don't like Snyder Cut, you have your own way. It's I will always go back to what, as Kevin Smith said, what is your DC? It's not this. That's fine. That's totally fair.
So Clay, what if they fix your problems? I know lots of people are calling for a DC Studios. What if they just said a Batman Studios? They just put him off to the side. But would that help you? They just put him off the side. He's doing his own thing, you know.
If
And
they
you
do
know-
a Batman Studios, we would never see another superhero movie from DC ever again. We wouldn't.
they're just like the villains of his movies now. You're
It would
like,
be
"Oh,
it would be every Elseworld where another hero turns into Batman. We would
Hey.
see a glimpse of Green Lantern, and then he turns into Batman.
That's a great idea, DC. I hope you're listening. I want to see.
I'll say those
all-
early
Shut up, I'm there.
Those early
Take my money.
Elseworlds.
This is disgusting.
Stories
I don't
were
see
good.
how you guys are just like, oh yes, this is amazing. Like, no.
Because it's funny just to see how you react.
There is that.
Oh my God.
That's 100% more why I do. I'm not going to, of course, read all 41 Batman titles. And I 100% agree. I do it more for trolling, but they do rely on Batman way too much. But of course, like, I'm a sucker because, like I said, even if like the Batman comes out, it sucks and it bombs. Then 3 years later, they're like, we're rebooting it. I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna be there. I guess for me, it's because like we have the comics, we have the animated show, but I still feel like live action wise, there's still so many characters and storylines. Batman they haven't even touched, like the Bat family, so many villains, and
But
that's
the
where I
problem-
still want to see it.
And the biggest problem with that, Travis, is everybody, and I saw this hot take on Twitter the other day. Christopher Nolan did more damage to the Batman character than anybody ever.
He comes from the
Because
Zoom. Get him out of the Zoom call.
because
That's bold.
this is not my hot take, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
do agree with it.
It's burner.
So
It's not you're out, but you agree with it. Oh no.
it wasn't my. I'm not saying that I originally said this.
Yeah,
This
he
is somebody
burner
else.
account at Clay Fanboy.
So
Not
the reason-
fanboy Clay.
The reason why they say this is the fact that he wanted to make a grounded Batman. Batman is in freaking comic books. There's a reason why he's a comic book character. He fights comic book villains.
But
And
he's still
so-
a grounded character.
It
For-
doesn't
grounded
matter.
for the most part.
And I will tell you, all of the villains that everybody else wants to see are villains that are not grounded.
100%. I agree with you there.
And so nobody will ever touch those villains.
Mad
Nobody
Hatter
will-
is grounded.
Nobody
crazy.
nobody will ever touch on the stories that Travis
Amygdala.
wants to list or wants to watch because
Well, no, that's putting words in my mouth. I never said that. You can easily do a Robin and Batgirl in a grounded universe. You can do like what they're doing with, because to me, sure, Jim Carrey dance around a unitard happened, but that's not the Riddler. Don't shake your heads.
Oh yeah.
That's not the Riddler. So
Give
I
me
wanna
that
see
all day.
Done properly. I agree with you. Like I want to see. And every time Hines is like, "Oh yeah, Mr. Freeze should be next." There's no fucking chance Matt Reeves is putting Mr. Freeze in the dark, grimy unit. Like, what's gonna happen while Batman's walking around with this collar suit? There's gonna be a freeze gun. No, I don't.
No,
think
it's going to be
that's-
Clayface, and we all know it.
Yeah, honestly, I would love to see a Clayface.
I would love to see Clayface. That's
Yeah.
what I'm.
I would
really
also,
wanting.
honestly, though, I can see them actually maybe doing a Court of Owls before they do anything else. Court of Owls would be a good one to do that could go through 2, if not 3 movies.
See, and here is the issue with that. DC right now, as far as movies, they are really going into their horror productions on WB side and telling those directors, "Hey, let's make a DC movie." Court of Owls would be an amazing horror genre movie.
Sure, but then we're gonna end up like we did with the Trench and then get nothing.
Oh no! I'm not saying make a Court of Owls movie. I'm saying making a Batman movie with Court of Owls.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like the comic books, so and so with Batman. You're getting the idea now, Clay.
So, but again, I'm saying we will never see that because they don't want to go into the comic booky realm of Batman. That's why we will never see a costume that is not just black and gray. We will never
Yeah.
see a blue costume Batman.
Yeah, I do love I want to show, but I do love when we're talking about villains. Joe was just like, well, Matt Hatter's grounded. Just randomly had to get Matt Hatter, and they're like, okay, yeah, I
Why not?
Yes, because mind control is so grounded.
It is.
He could do like Chris Angel does.
That's my trick.
Chris Angel does it all the time, Clay. You know,
He's grounded.
No, so a little tease of what we're going to be talking about at DCA this week.
Batman.
Brent talked about actually, considering
More Batman content.
should
Way too
the
times.
should the DCEU reboot? I think that they should. But if they truly want to copy Marvel and have Marvel's money, they need to be able to take the risks. And instead of starting with either a Superman or a Batman, they need to go to a C or D list character.
Hey, if you're gonna attribute this to me, could you tell the whole story? It was should they reboot if Gal Gadot is done after Wonder Woman 3?
If she is,
I want the
up
whole
earlier.
story.
Yes,
In there.
if she is gone as Wonder Woman after Wonder Woman 3, because I agree with both Tony and Brent and Hines when they said that the general audience is really attached to Gal Gadot more than any other character. You can probably debate Jason Momoa because his movie made $1 billion, but he would be a close second for sure. So if they did reboot, they would need to go to a C or D list character to start it off with.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think they have to. I don't think I think you gotta start with Batman. No,
See, that's the thing.
but like,
they start with Batman, then they're falling back into that trap.
Yes.
So,
and they've already started into that trap with starting animated series with both Batman and Superman.
Animated is a harder sell, though. I think you got to go with Batman and Superman for them. I mean, that's animation is niche of the niche of the niche.
An animated show.
I mean,
did he get that with the JSA?
Why? Every character deserves an animated show. I don't know why Flash specifically.
Not Jared Leto's Joker.
No, Jared Leto's Joker. No, I can't say it was straight face.
He's comic book.
No, I
Ambush Bug, I guess, doesn't. But my point is, like, so many people are like, so and so deserves this. So and so. No, it's just you want to see it, which is valid. But do they really deserve it? I don't know what determines deserve beyond Batman and Superman because that's what sells.
He's half right.
The reason why I say that the Flash deserves it was before the last 2 seasons of the Flash. The Flash was the hottest thing on the CW. It was one of the most talked about characters.
Supernatural. I think might be a little more hotter.
Supernatural, definitely.
No. Just on Clay right now. Supernatural Clay, don't forget about that.
I mean, I don't watch it, but yeah, it went for like 30
DCCW.
years. Yeah.
DCCW. Sorry, I should have specified.
Come on, man.
So, and also, I thought I saw a video somewhere that like I think 10 years ago, a Flash game was canceled at one point. There was a Flash video game. They were really wanting to bet a whole lot on the character at some point in history, and they just decided not to do it. So I think if you invest a little bit more in that character, we have seen in comics and in the TV show, there are stories that are worth pursuing. Some not so much, especially the last 2 years. But I think the Flash he could pull off an animated TV series.
Yeah, he could. I don't think there's I'm kind of like with Brent. We're not deserved, but I don't think there's many characters I don't think could not if you get it. Like, some people that care and good writers and whatnot and everything like that. So I just don't think I'm on the bandwagon of. I don't think Gal's done after 3. I think they'll do some other crossover, or I think she'll stick around. I just don't know what success she's gonna have outside of DC. Like, obviously that Death on the Nile movie is completely fucked because Armie Hammer is like a cannibal guy now, so that's not gonna do good. I don't know what she has else coming out, so I just feel like it could be like Vin Diesel, where he'll leave Fast and Furious, be like, "Oh, I'm gonna have this really huge career."
See, it's funny you bring that up though, because she was in Fast and Furious.
She was in like 3 of them. Yeah,
she could come back to that.
She's
dead.
She
dead.
But, I mean, she did die. She technically died in 6, but
Han was in a car explosion.
Yeah, he was. Yes,
they're all immortal. Let's go.
And she fell off a tarmac. Like, we didn't see her die. She just landed on some pillows.
They just all stood around and watched her burn. I just watched that one last week. I just watched the explosion and I'm rewatching the series because I'm a sucker for it.
I was gonna try and rewatch them all, but I'm just watching the ones I haven't seen, which is Tokyo Drift, 8, and Hobbs and Shaw. So,
it obviously should be none of them because you should have seen them all because they're amazing.
Like I posted this thing, I will watch a couple and I won't, and I'll come back.
Oscar
yeah, if you ask Vin Diesel each time, he's like, "Yeah, this one's gonna get us some good coverage at the Oscars."
My father.
Family.
It's all about his family. It's a family.
You
could do a drinking game out of the word family with those movies.
I do already have tickets for 9 though. I got the Thursday night showing. I'm going with a couple friends,
but I'll see it as soon as I can. I don't know yet if I can go opening night.
Yeah. I'll be fully back. Oh, what's that?
There's a ghost.
Oh, the DC people are after Brent now. It's like Corval's are gonna take it.
No,
out.
it's the poster putty that was holding it up. It was on the floor when I walked in here.
Oh, well,
And
that's not good.
I need to put some more on it apparently.
Yeah, no, look out, sir. But I remember like a few years ago when Vin Diesel kept pitching, he's like, because I'm Groot, and that's my voice there. I could be Blackbolt. I remember. I don't know if anyone remembers this.
I remember that. I do remember
It used
that.
to be like, because Black Bolt doesn't talk, I can be that character. And he would randomly just post pictures of Black Bolt like on his Facebook and stuff like that. And he was always trying to insinuate like he had a meeting with Feige, but he never, I don't think he did. I think he was just really campaigning hard to be Black Bolt. And it didn't happen. And I don't think it's been
And like
awesome.
Tyrese and Green Lantern.
Yeah. Has anyone ever seen the Tyrese Django Unchained audition tape? We're not
No.
gonna You need to watch it. Oh, Tarantino made the right call. Go with Jamie Foxx. Like, I like Tyrese enough, and I'm glad that he's kind of done like trashing The Rock, because that was just like, I don't know. I don't know why his agent ever let him do that for a career move. It just makes zero sense. But
Yeah, because he was breaking the family apart.
he was breaking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Because he was mad that he got a spin-off and he was ruining Fast and stuff. But it's like, if Tyrese got a spin-off, he would have been all over that and everything like that. So, but yeah, Brent, you came at a good time. We're all, you always come in when DC is around. It just wants to find you. It wants you back.
It does. It does. Hey, I'm current on one of the TV shows. I'm behind on
A
everything.
lot farther
else,
than me.
Which one?
Superman and Lois. I wanted to.
So
I
good.
heard something was happening, and I wanted to know what it was on my terms before I got spoiled, and now I know, and I've got super mixed feelings about it. But it's written well. I will give them that.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not gonna get spoiled. I'm about like 3 episodes behind, but luckily people don't really talk about the content of the show. They just talk about like people just yell at each other about which Superman's better between this and Cavill's, and I just
This one.
Well, I'm not saying that, Carl. I'm not.
I'm saying.
If you're 3 behind, you're about to find out.
Yeah.
So you're close. That's basically where I was when I was like, okay, it's time to catch up. And it's good. I mean, the show's really good. Give them credit.
It's well made, yeah.
I question something with one character, but I see potential there for it to turn around to remove that questioning. But I don't want to ruin it for you, so I'm not going to.
Oh yeah,
I will.
Kick him quick. Yeah.
Carl, we didn't even ask you about the DC stuff and everything like that. Are you excited for some stuff coming up here, or like you like Clay, where Clay's so mad he had to leave?
Yeah, he's just gone.
He's killing down.
Clay is the most negative person I've ever heard host a DC show. I get it. I mean, I get why. I understand. And I mean, I guess I'm with him in the sense of, I think if the numbers I heard are true of 30 or 40 books tied to Batman in 1 month, I think that's a bit much. If it's an exaggeration, then so be it. But what do I care? I haven't read a DC book in forever. So
yeah. Clay, are you oh no, Clay's still
Clay,
gone.
yeah.
Sorry,
still
Clay.
just a
Okay.
chair. Just a chair.
He's just behind there. He's like hiding.
Just sitting crying. Yes, Tim,
Yeah,
my
no,
boy.
But yeah, Carl, there you go. Are you excited? Because you're a big Flash guy. Your Facebook profile is still the 2 Flashes together, Ezra and Grant.
Yeah, the last 2 seasons has been shit.
Okay.
That's the best way to
He's
put
not
it.
wrong.
I'm glad the Superman Lois came out and renewed my faith that they can do a show properly. The way it's made, the way it's shot. It's great. It's amazing. And they could do that better with Flash. No, but I think it's because they've got, I think it's probably only going to be about 10 episodes this one. 15 maybe, is it? Does anybody know? 15?
I think so.
But it feels, there's no fillers. There's no, it's just not cheesy. It's just well made. So if they keep going down this route, I've got faith for the future for DC TV.
Yeah. Oh, no, Tim, you had me convinced. I thought you were in San Francisco.
Carl, do you feel that way knowing that they renewed I mean, not Black Lightning, but they renewed everything else. I mean, they renewed Flash, they renewed Legends, which I haven't started this year, but I got to assume it's as much or more ridiculous than last year. So, I mean,
I didn't mind Legends. Legends never took itself seriously. Sort of after the first season.
The best season.
Yeah. It just took the piss out of itself, which was fine. They all just need to go away, to be honest now. There's no after Crisis, it's just went downhill. It's been pointless. So Supergirl's gone, Black Lightning's gone, Legends doesn't really mix in no more. Flash is terrible. Yeah, just reboot it all.
Stargirl. I mean, they kind of did, like, they've got Stargirl now. They've got Superman Lois.
Yep.
They've got Naomi coming. Like, they are kind of rebooting it a little bit.
Superman is really treating it as its own thing.
Yeah.
Not taking anything from any prior show. It's not talking anything about Supergirl whatsoever. It is its own entity at the moment. I think that's what.
Which is weird, right? That they haven't mentioned Supergirl at all.
It is a little weird, considering this is its last season. I thought that somehow they would probably work out
Have
that
somebody in
Tyler,
their show.
Because I'm still not.
Well,
any spoilers,
COVID
but
squashed the crossovers, but
true. Yeah,
not even. I mean, she used to text message him all the time, and he wasn't even in the universe yet, and they don't. They can't figure that out.
That is
My favorite thing is Brent is doing like a task, and then he'll like rush back to like correct someone, and then he rushes back to.
I'm trying to find a charger for my keyboard because it's not registering. If my keyboard goes out, I can't talk anymore because I have to push a button to talk.
Okay, get back.
in Superman and Lois, is there a time jump?
I think.
Or is this it?
I think well, technically, yes.
Yeah.
Technically,
yeah.
No, technically, no.
Through Crisis, yeah. I mean,
I remember in Crisis they said
you're right. Technically, no, because you had John, who was born at the beginning of Crisis, and then by the end of Crisis, you had Jordan and John. So,
well, was it established in Crisis that they were older?
No,
like,
it was the
I remember there was twins now, but it didn't say an age, so I just assumed it was twin babies this time instead of.
I would assume that through the process of Crisis, it kind of just like solidified, like, hey, they're this old now.
So okay, so it is in the same timeline. They're on the same. Okay.
Yeah.
I must not have been paying that much attention because I did not remember them being 16 at the end of Crisis.
Well, they never showed them. It just said
they didn't say. They just said they were twins.
Lois was on the phone with Superman, and Superman was like,
"Shut up, Snell."
I think she said something about sons plural, and then he was very confused, which is really weird because he hasn't talked about the fact that he still knows both timelines as well. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, there's not much for him to say about it because Lois knows it too.
Yeah.
And so they gained a kid. I mean, it's not like they're like, oh, John is gone now all of a sudden because we have these two other boys. One of them is John.
But this is why I assumed it was in the future because he would, when they came back, he would have remembered that, you know, he had this whole life up until the age they are now with the kids, but he didn't because he's like, oh, twins. So I'm assuming that since then there were two babies and he's got all the memories from, as you know, the show's shown us, he's got the memories from being with the kids as they grew up. So, but I don't know how it works.
No,
I would just
comic book logic. That's why I was going.
It's like the
comic book logic.
It's the Superboy Prime Punch kind of thing. It just whatever they want
But
to
that
happen,
makes
they have an
total sense.
excuse. Whoa!
In 2000,
you hit a universal crystal. You can do whatever the heck you want.
Like there's a reason why we got Jason Todd back, and it wasn't because he dug out of a grave.
For Kirklin, too, they don't know what you're talking about. I want someone their best to explain to a person that's never read comic books anything about how Jason Todd came back to life. So you guys know Jason Todd, he's the second Robin. Joker kills him. So lots of times in like the anime movie, they just go, oh, it's the Lazarus Pit, or he's back some fun way. But how is the original way? Who wants to take a stab, like explain this to like
Joe or Brent?
Okay.
So let's tag team this a little bit. During Infinite Crisis.
Big crossover event.
It was the biggest crossover event since Crisis on Infinite Earths. We get the supervillain Superboy Prime having a little bitch fit and starts punching a wall. And somehow the ripple effects change the timeline where Jason Todd
It was the literal walls of reality.
Okay, thank you.
It was him, the Earth 2 Superman, the Earth 2
Earth 2.
Superman, Earth 2 Lois, and the
And
Earth
Earth
3
3.
Lex Luthor, the good
Alexander.
one.
Yeah.
And they were all captured. And when Superman broke through because they were watching what was happening with the DC universe at the
For
time.
the last 20 years, they just sat there and watched.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
like
they
the
sat there and
Eternals, those
watched. And
cowards.
when, well, we can't say that yet because we don't know if they're cowards or not. But with Superman, basically, they watched Wonder Woman kill Maxwell Lord. They watched Superman and Batman bitching at each other all the time.
But they also
a
watched,
lot like
you know,
the movies.
Superman die. They had Batman break his back. They watched
Sure.
Wonder Woman hand off everything to what's her name?
Artemis.
Thank you. So yeah, they watched all the downhill and then all the problems after.
Sure, but of course, some of that stuff, you know, like Superman died inspired John Henry Irons, right?
Correct.
Like I brought about
it is-
Superboy,
Yes.
and well, I guess it technically gave us Eradicator too and Cyborg Superman. So you know, win some, lose some. But
you know.
regardless,
We also got Azrael.
Superboy Prime, who was an existing character, he's the Superboy from our Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Lost his shit, started breaking down the walls of reality, and as he would punch it, it'd be like shockwaves going out, and one of these shockwaves woke up Jason Todd in his grave. Obviously,
well, yeah,
they dig him out. Who it was Talia, I think, chucked him in a Lazarus pit.
What it was is that the shockwave, it brought the alternate universe of Batman saving him from Joker, from Joker killing him, and he woke up in his grave. And then he dug himself out, and then he was kind of going crazy because he's been dehydrated or something for weeks.
Kind of.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yes, Talia got a hold of him and threw him in the pit at the same time that Roz was in the pit. And they both came out crazy.
Most people who punch a wall are asked to go to therapy. Superboy brings back the dead.
Yeah, you know.
As you do. And trying to you wonder why people find it hard to get into comics.
You know, during all this, like sometime not long after the Superboy Prime, like used his fingernails and etched in the S on his chest and stuff. And was like, I'm not really sure why that didn't heal though, because he was kept in a Green Lantern Corps prison that was effectively in the sun, which questionable tactics there, guys. You just keep a Kryptonian in the middle of the sun. But regardless,
wasn't it a red sun?
I honestly don't remember. If it was, then that would explain it.
I think it was. Countdown to Final Crisis was fucking nuts.
Countdown was terrible. 52 was the quintessential weekly one. Countdown was awful.
Some good ones.
Final Crisis. We don't talk about that. That sucks.
Well,
that's Grant Morrison being Grant Morrison.
Hold on. They had some
I was
good
given
ones
that as
there
a
with
gift.
Batman
Like,
RIP.
somebody had to make room. Like, here's Final Crisis. I'm like, thank you? Question mark.
So Infinite Crisis is, Identity Crisis really is my downfall of DC, because that's when I was buying everything, every tie-in. I bought it.
I really like Identity Crisis.
Oh, Identity Crisis was amazing. Infinite Crisis was good. 52 was fine. Countdown, not so much. Final Crisis, no. Like, I bought it all. I bought every tie-in. I hate myself for it. I do.
I'm comfortable with my decision.
Yeah, you're fine.
Did you read
hate
the
myself?
Trinity
I don't
book?
hate myself as much as that sounds like you hate yourself.
What was
there
that?
were a few years there where they were trying these true weekly books, 52 and Countdown or whatever. Did you read the Trinity one with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman?
I did read that one. That one was good because it was set outside. I did. That one wasn't.
It was
connected.
weird. It was, and it was ended up being like half the story and then half a backup. But for me, it should not have been.
Like, you gotta.
It was too much. There was too much padding,
especially for that one.
Good art though.
Oh yeah, great art. I think Bagley was on.
He
that,
did. That's why I like the art.
The after effects of Infinite Crisis, what they did was, I think, was almost as well done as they've ever done after a crisis event. With what happened in the DC universe.
The 1 year later.
The 1 year later, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Although I didn't like how with 52 they were telling this awesome story, and then they realized, oh shit, we have to actually tie it into 1 year later. So the last 6 issues of 52 is like, all right, so Martian Manhunter now is gonna go back to his true form because reasons. Let's go with that. Oh, and then Aquaman is weird now, so let's okay. Sure. That's my only issue with 52. One of my only
Kirklin's
issues.
mind is probably just.
I was going to say, Kirklin, did that answer your question?
Yeah, does this tell you why?
That's why
Jason
Jason
Todd's
Todd
alive?
came back.
This is
I see
all
now.
reasons why.
It's clear as mud. I
So
get it.
I had to detour and ask Tim, can I see your water bottle? Because that is a massive thing. Of
That is
water.
like all the water that I've ever seen in my life.
Dear Lord.
You need to see more water.
You took it away in Canada.
Does that have one of those like cooler, like icy cooler things in the middle, or am I just?
No, it's just a empty jug
Really
and
big.
everything, and like
Okay.
I spent like $10 on it, and like 2 days later, I punctured, like had a small hole, and I'm like, shit. So I just threw gaffer's tape on it, and like somehow
Hey, if it
the
works.
tape that's supposed to come off easiest, that's kept that thing together for like a year now.
I'm glad to see you, Tim.
Spent 10 more bucks. But
I didn't think you would make it. You know, I was worried for you last. I seen you were getting dragged along a carpet.
Yeah, well, yes. I'm glad you enjoyed the short film, and I'm glad the invite to come on here just for a couple minutes anyway. And because I heard like, oh, talk about Batman and Christopher Nolan, like I can offer an opinion or two on that, and thankfully I'm here.
Well, before you do, make sure you pimp what you were just talking about there, your short film where people can find it.
Yeah, I decided to make a little short film called 8.5 with a Vengeance, where a dude wants to go see a classic movie on the big screen. However, his Blu-ray copy of it gets jealous and decides to fight back about that.
that's why you go digital. That's why you go digital.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that really does solve the issue right there.
You found the hole in the movie.
Yeah, and like it's only 3 minutes, so it's like I'm like I can't get too deep with it. I'm like, and I'm not gonna. And it was kind of curious. I'm like, all right, let's see if I can do this one-man band style. I'm like, and so there's a reason why when I'm puppeteering the floating Blu-ray case, I'm like, I'm not in the same shot, and I'm like, I'm not gonna chroma key myself into this. But yeah, so you can find that on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Through the Lens Productions.
Awesome.
And going back to what Clay said earlier about like Nolan being like the bet, like one of the worst things to happen to Batman. I understand the sentiment. I don't think I would say the worst. I think that's a little bit harsh. But it's weird. You see 2008 where Dark Knight and Iron Man set the course of those two respective franchises for better or for worse.
Yep.
Wow, I missed him making that comment, but that's
Well,
an interesting comment.
The sentiment was the fact that like because Nolan made a grounded Batman, completely different from what we had seen from Schumacher and Tim Burton. Everybody else kind of wants to do the same thing, and it's also the fact that like, hey, everybody wants to see Bruce's parents die. That's another sentiment. It's like, oh, we will keep seeing that scene over and over.
I don't know. I don't think everyone wants to see that. I think I can.
Oh, we're tired of that.
Like the majority of people might want to see grounded Batman. I think
the directors want to have their version of it though.
It's like they have a checklist. We have to show the pearls. We have to show the gun cocking back. We have to show it is. And I get it. If I was directing Batman, I'd probably be a big hypocrite and want to do it too. So I get it.
The best parent's death by far. Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Yeah,
just shooting him, throwing him into the alley.
Best one ever.
Just the muzzle flash. You're like, wait, what? And they immediately cut away from that scene.
So
The best scene.
what, Clay, was your statement there that Nolan was the worst thing to happen to the Batman?
It was. I saw because you and Travis both made comments on the Twitter feed that was like, "Hey, what is your hot take for Batman?" I
Sure.
saw one
They lean on
earlier
him too
that
much,
day.
yeah.
Or not earlier that day, but later that day, I saw somebody say that Nolan was the worst thing to happen to Batman movies.
Oh,
That was their
movies,
hot take.
okay.
Yeah, that was their hot take, and it was
He agreed
because they made Batman grounded. And for me, like I like Batman. He is a grounded character, like Joe said, but there's a lot of comic booky stuff that happens in his book that I would really like to see in live action as well. That will probably never happen because everybody wants to do a grounded Batman.
Okay.
I want Clayface in a movie.
Yes.
I want Andy
Yeah, we use
Serkis
that
to
as an
play
example,
Clayface. I want him
yeah,
to play
like
either
Mad
Batman
Hatter.
Full
or-
circle.
Don't forget Mad Hatter.
Well, I think
Mad Hatter, who cares about him?
I
Joe
mean, it
was
can work.
all over Moana. No, I guess that was my hope. Like initially with the DCU, was like, okay, right away, if you're saying, okay, if he's in a role with Superman, then I feel like all those villains are at play, right? If there's a guy fell from the sky, and then we got the Amazon, like I feel like a guy that turned into clay is doable, but obviously I don't know. Like there's still a chance. Like I know people don't want that, but there's still a chance if they do like this whole Keaton's the Nick Fury and he's like mentoring a Batgirl or something, they could transfer that something over her. Because if this Batgirl takes place in this universe, it is a fantastical science fiction world, right? So you could add in a Clayface or an Ink from Batman Beyond or something like that. I'm with you, Clay, that I think the general audience, even I think it might be Nolan, but even if you look at the Burton movies, barring some penguins with rockets on their back, they're pretty realistic as far as Joker falls just like chemicals, right? But he's still just a dude. Selena Kyle, yeah, she has 9 lives, but you could argue all those were just she happens to survive. Penguin's like a deformed guy. It's nothing to like even Two-Face, Riddler, Mr. Freeze also has his own problems, tries to get fantastical, but I think I guess it's just maybe the problem of just in general, the films have done more of the human-like characters, and I want them. I'm on the side where I don't agree with the films. I'm more on the, even though Heath Ledger is like to me like greatest performance all time, I always worry we're never gonna get a fun Joker again. I know people go, how could Joker be fun? He's terrible, but like I feel like Joker has to be dark crow Joker. You know, look at Joaquin. I think when Matt Reeves does Joker, he'll be makeup and he'll be all like kind of mopey and sad. He'll have like some dark jokes, but I do want like an updated Jack Nicholson or something like that, where it's a Joker I
think that if there is a reboot of the DCEU, I think that the Joker will be a mix between what we have now and a Mark Hamill Joker. I think that's what we will get.
Like Cameron Monaghan on Gotham.
Ooh. Great.
That was great. Yeah.
I mean, he was a live action Mark Hamill Joker, at least in the earlier parts of it.
Yeah.
I never saw Gotham past season 1, so I
look up his episodes and just watch his episodes.
It's about Gotham where Batman lives. It's Batman when he's coming up.
Well, I understand that, but it was gonna be about Gordon, and then of course Batman came along. Batman ruins everything in DC, and people just don't understand it.
And ruins everything.
And here we go. Oh boy!
I didn't see anyone near Superman 4 play. I didn't see that.
Whoa!
I didn't see the
whoa! Slander! No, Nuclear Man is awesome. Back off.
Awesome.
You have those fingernails.
That is the Superman Christopher Reeve movie I've seen more than any other because it's the one I had a copy of growing up. So it's like I've seen that movie a million times. The rest I've seen like
so much
twice.
about you, Brent. Explain everything about you.
And this is, I forgot, Brent, you remind me, and I wanted to bring this up because Tim is here. I'm not sure how much longer he's here for, but when you had brought up your Spider-Man 3 take, that it was better than Homecoming and Far From Home. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Did I specifically say that? Did I say those words specifically?
I don't think
you
did
sure
say that.
insinuated it. You implied it.
Was that in our group chat? I'm about to find it.
I think it was in our group chat.
I'm gonna have to scroll back now and find that.
Yeah,
I don't think
and you got real addictive about that.
I mean, to be fair, Spider-Man 3 does have some stuff in it. I mean, okay, it's like the worst of the Maguire movies, but they did do some cool stuff in that movie. You know?
Oh yeah.
I mean, for you know what, Venom's origin is way more accurate in that movie than it is in the actual Venom movie. To be fair, for the time, the effects of Venom looked all right. We saw a Peter Parker team up with another super and Harry Osborn. Granted, he looked ridiculous, but all the goblins looked ridiculous in every movie so far. Yeah, the new goblin. But it was still cool to see. It was cool to see that Spider-Man in a superpowered team up. We hadn't seen that before. We hadn't seen it. We wouldn't see it again until Civil War. So, I mean, Spider-Man 3 has a few things redeeming about it.
Me and my son watched the 3 of them last year, and the third one was his favorite, which surprised me.
There you go.
He's 11, so.
So what does he know? But regardless, that's fine.
I will admit, Sandman.
And I'm his follower, so he's no hope.
I will always give credit to Sandman in that movie.
And those effects still hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sandman does look
No,
great.
see, the Uncle Ben connection there is ridiculous. And not
It really is.
Oh God, that was such a lie.
That's
But visually,
more
he
than
looked
Jason
good.
Todd's skull. But, okay.
I was able to say Aunt May was a spy.
No, Secret Agent Aunt May. No, that never happened.
Okay, my take on Spider-Man 3. It is burdened by Venom, like everything else, but Sam Raimi admits that he agreed to do that. Sony and Avi Arad specifically, they wanted Venom in there.
Yeah.
And that's the anchor around its ankle. And yeah, it is a jumbled mess at times. Yet by the end of that movie, when I rewatched the trilogy not so long ago, I'm like, this is a lot better than I remembered. And maybe it's just because of the distance. It wasn't the 3 years of buildup between 2004 and 2007 that I had the ultimate hype for. And compared to other comic book movies around 2007, I think it's leaps and bounds ahead if you look back at them. Now, are they better than Homecoming or Far From Home? That's depending on each individual person. I have not gone back to rewatch Far From Home. I've gone back and watched Homecoming. So make it that way you will.
Oh, you think Venom was the anchor in that movie? I don't.
Well, it was the anchor around its ankle. Like it was dragging that movie down.
I actually think it was more the Sandman stuff. I think they should, as soon as he agreed to do Venom, that should have become the focus. They should have just focused on Venom. Venom could do a movie all by itself. I think they should have just leaned into Venom more and just moved away from all the other stuff.
Yeah, but like Raimi, like only wanted to do villains that he grew up reading. He only wanted to do
the classics, like the ones from the first 20 issues,
villains,
sure.
Everything. So,
which makes it more fascinating what he was planning to do with the fourth one before that got canned.
Yeah, like he's creating Vultress and he's making this like, oh, Vulture is a daughter now. And that was a weird thing. Like those rumors, like, okay, Anne Hathaway's cast as Black Cat. And that sounded like I'm excited for O'Connell's book to come out to see how much of that was true or just Hollywood legend. Cause it was like, oh, now the role switched to Vultress, this made up. And I was like, all right, like I guess we can go that route. And yeah, I don't know if I say I wish we got a fourth one because I don't know where we would be. It's the same way as like, yeah, sure, Batman Robin was bad, but for me personally, I'm happy that Nolan got to where he was. So if Batman Robin doesn't tank the way it does, then Clay wouldn't be having his question of like, oh, did Nolan, kind of ruin some things? And I still like Spider-Man 3. I take offense to the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 slander you threw at me because
I can't find it. I can't find that conversation, by the way.
I don't think he's
he corrected the
actual tweets.
I think it was a Twitter thread.
That was going to be one of those people that screenshots and doesn't tag the person when they put the tweet out, and then they eventually find in the comments and there's argument like, why didn't you tag me, bro? And like, oh, it's my Twitter, bro, and then it's a whole thing and hashtag something,
All right,
I don't know what you're talking about there.
Before we get too far, I've got to bounce. This was fun. This was a lot of fun to come on here.
Bye, Joe.
Congratulations, you guys, on hitting your goal. Hopefully,
Thank
you guys
you very
get
much.
next
Thank you so
goal.
much. See you later, Joe.
Enjoy.
Hey, Joe.
Later.
All right, I'll talk to you later, sir.
Be safe, dude.
Later.
Did you?
Yeah. Okay. So
We'll go next.
if I'm gonna go from one hot take to another, should I give my reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of Guardians 2?
No, you definitely can. I like to.
No,
bug
you can't.
Turn
I
on
like
the
to-
office lights.
I like to bug people because I
mood
love
lighting,
the
Brent.
movie,
It's
but
nice.
yeah, what happened there, Brent? Did he just reveal he's in the Batcave or something?
He's in the
No,
host.
I actually, honestly, my guess is my wife turned off the basement lights with Alexa or with Siri, and that includes the room I'm in. So I
It's
just
just
turned
telling
it
you to
back
go
on.
to bed.
She
Yeah,
knows I
that
came
was the
down here.
low-key
I
signal
was
for you to call
I
it
was
nice.
playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance with her, and I stopped so I could come do this. She's still up there killing people. I probably.
Guardians guys, see what you're saying.
Yeah, like Guardians 2 is the reason why I'm a tad concerned for the Suicide Squad, because I think the fact that James Gunn was not the initial writer on Guardians 1, that he did another draft, and he was not the only credited writer in that. So I think there's a perfect balance of comedy and heart. And I think it's a little imbalanced for Guardians 2. I think the comedy it's a little too far, and then it tries to overcorrect by being overly sincere sometimes. But also it depended on you as a person. I mean, like I lost like my mom right as like the first Guardians came out. And so the opening and the closing of that movie means a lot to me. So that's me being totally like, I can't be objective about that movie. And so having that weird expectation for Guardians 2, which is unrealistic and I shouldn't expect that from the movie, kind of hurt my feelings towards that movie. So I think I owe it to the movie to give it another chance.
Yeah, I've had that conversation with a lot of people that it always depends on like the because it very like the first one's very much a mom movie and the second one's very much a dad movie, right? And that's why I am interested to see with the third what does he do, because that was like a natural the two sides of both coins, right? Here's the parents, I've explained that. I think it'll be more about Peter Quill finding his own, and that's where for me, I guess, because I do have a closer relationship with my dad. That was, and I know some people don't like the Yondu and Rocket stuff. They feel like it's really like on the nose and really like, oh, just these bad people tomorrow, they're bad and they want to be better. But it's like that's something that I can relate to as far as just lots of people counting on stuff like that. So, but I totally get it. And I know people even like, Batista doesn't like that Drax kind of lost some layers and everything like that. But I guess I think the problem I have with Drax is I just always still find him funny though, even if it is like, yeah, we didn't make him the Destroyer anymore, but it's like, yeah, but I still just love all his. Yeah,
he is famously giant turds.
That joke actually doesn't work for me as much. I think Drax is hilarious.
I love it, especially at the end when they refer back to it and just shoot. Oh yeah, and the standing still. I know that's an Infinity War, but still, just the general humor with Drax. It's all my candy. Yeah, but Suicide Squad. Yeah, I'm interested.
I will say, Tim, the you being worried about Suicide Squad, a lot of people are worried for the exact same reasons with Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But because of how lenient he was able to be, or not lenient, I don't exactly know what the word I'm looking for, but because of him being able to go a little bit further with this being a rated R, I think it'll be a nice mix between Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and Super, which is a weird mix. But I think that's what he's going to go for. I recently saw Super during the shutdown last year. That was my first time watching it. That was batshit crazy. Yeah. Rainn Wilson and Elliot Page were great in that film. Kevin Bacon was in there also. But with him going that far and then him having DC characters being able to go probably somewhat that far with, considering the stuff that he's been saying on Instagram and on Twitter and things like that, I think of course, every director is going to have limitations, especially with Disney and the way they want, exactly, with the way they want to do their MCU.
Careful.
Every Zack Snyder fan that is currently watching this before and after, I'm at Fanboy Clay. If you want to send me a DM or talk crap, I really don't care. You're invited to my you're invited to my block list. Thank you for my TED Talk. So the way Feige wants to do his MCU is his way he wants to do his MCU. And as far as the story that Gunn was wanting to do, I think maybe he went a little too far with the jokes for me personally, but I think with the extra stuff that he's able to do in Suicide Squad, it's going to be a little bit more organic.
I hope so. This is my last word of that. I've got the bounce for a couple minutes, but like most of the jokes in the trailer landed, except for like the angels splooging on us, and I'm like, like okay, like I'm crude and I make crude
on the beach
jokes.
Work for you too.
Phrasing.
and like Brent knows, like I can be crude when we text each other sometimes.
I have no
like
idea
that.
what you're talking about.
Oh wow!
You're so clean, Tim. Come on.
Oh man, I'm not gonna call you as a character witness if I ever get in trouble. Thanks. And so like, but like that one joke, I was like, really? Like, was that just there for the Red Band trailer? I hope. But yeah, so I'm not saying I'm not going to go see the Suicide Squad. I'm going to. I'm going to go see it in the theater. I'm going to go support it. But I'm just like 5% leery versus 90% hype.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Where's the other 5%?
It said 95%. Oh, it said 90%. Oh,
yeah.
Unless I screwed up there.
Math is tough.
Yeah.
By the way, your tweet was Spider-Man 3 is more watchable than most comic book movies today. And then
Yeah.
it went from there. So I did find it. So now that you said you have to go, I just wanted to make sure to drop that.
So if anyone has a problem with that, tweet at Fanboy Clinton.
No, at this Tim, this is Tim Rooney. At this is Tim Rooney, and I will be more than willing to have a conversation with it. Even though Travis came at me with both hands with brass knuckles, and I'm like, okay, I was not expecting this.
Well,
was
you did
public
say it's better
knowledge.
than Ant-Man and the Wasp, Justice League, Guardians 2, Venom, and you could keep going.
Keep going. I missed that part. Yeah. See, I just wake up in a sweat after that tweet, and I just think, oh my god, no.
Let me at him.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, I will be back in a little bit, but I will say goodbye for now.
Sounds good, Tim. Talk to you in a bit.
Peace out.
Timo.
How's it going, Carl?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
My daughter had a nightmare, so she's sitting in the living room on the sofa.
Oh yeah, those are the best. Yeah,
I
those
know.
Are,
The
but
joys.
is there a go-to show on right now to calm her down or something?
No, she's just lying there sleeping again. She's
How old
fine.
is she?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The joys.
I hope it's just a nightmare. I just watched The Conjuring with Taylor. Hope it's don't want anything like that going on.
Travis, he came to my house and slept on my sofa. He's supposed to-
Was it your sofa or your bed?
he made his way to the other.
Who's big spoon? Who's little spoon?
It doesn't matter. Don't judge their love.
I'm not. I'm just curious. They came back together, So I mean, they
on some Titles Day. I'm very excited for that. So, but yeah, it's
awesome pride.
Yeah.
Taylor lost pride. I don't know what I don't know what that's referring to at all.
But I gained what's the word? Humbleness.
Yes.
I'll take that.
I don't know if that might be it.
I don't think
but,
that's even in
just
Travis's
like you were humble,
vocabulary.
Travis.
Can I? Yeah, of course I was humble. I want to, and this is for everybody, but just because I stumbled the Conjuring, I'm gonna ask you specifically, Taylor, because you're the person that like believes in all this like scary stuff and like weird stuff out there. Why do we not hear any of these stories like nowadays? Like if these demons and stuff were like,
Oh, it happens, but
does it?
Oh yeah. You just gotta know where to look to find people talking about these things. Again, you're not
I
gonna
live with a
have.
ghost named Frank.
What's that?
I said I live with a ghost named Frank.
I thought you said I live with the ghosts of Anne Frank. I'm like, I don't know what joke he's going for here.
Yeah, that's good.
Quickly ban him, Taylor. Get him out.
Yeah, I feel like
The stream's not the right place for that, Clay.
Go work on your set somewhere else, Clay. Hey, you ever heard of the ghost show? But like, yeah, you'll find. So is there like dark web places where they talk about like possession and
No, it's not dark web. Like a lot of it is just like in open groups where people come together and share experiences. I mean, a lot of this stuff. I mean, why would a news company bother to report on that when there's like stock markets and much more like
but
business
I'm saying
things?
nowadays there's like HD videos and stuff like that they can take and prove some things.
Well, that's the thing with the videos and the footage they have nowadays. Like evidence of these things is there, but no matter how crystal clear the footage you provide, people are gonna say, "Oh, that's a fake." And when you have shitty quality, people are gonna say, "Oh, it's probably just a man in a suit or whatever." Like it's just until you actually like get something out in the open and present it there. It's just the way I see it. Like if you have like 10,000 different sightings of paranormal or whatnot, and 1% of them could very well be real. I mean, is it all one fake scheme? Is it all one thing that everyone is collectively, coercively working together for? I don't think so.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
And there's
From the tabloids.
Carl's not a religious person either.
No, but I mean, you don't to be religious. I'm not religious whatsoever, and you don't have.
Well, we
to
can tell.
Yeah. Tweets to Clay. You don't have to be religious to experience something like that, or to even acknowledge or be open to it. I'm not saying that to convince you, Carl. By all means, everyone. Totally
No, I love the paranormal. I love all that, but I also know it's just as much real as Superman and Batman.
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, to be
hot take
to be closed off to it is a very good thing, because certain people, and I mean this, when certain people open up to certain things, some weird shit happens and it can get pretty nasty. It really can. Oh yeah.
I just think I mean, your explanation of like the opening up and stuff.
Well, no, it's a very it's something that people don't talk about in regular everyday conversation.
Well,
it's the kind of
no,
thing
that's
that's
true.
talked about when like late at night or whatever. But like if any,
the charity stream.
oh yeah, no, well you
prompted.
prompted it up.
I know. But why don't we see any?
But no,
processions
the
anymore?
normal things that people talk about again is like films, comic books, like what's happening in the world, news, crime, tragic events, everything like that sort of stuff.
The real
Like,
stuff.
It's not common like discussion to talk about death and the weird, inexplainable things that exist in this world. Because believe it or not, there are so many things that can't be explained in this world, but no one talks about it because
Like what? What's something
people.
that can't be explained?
Well, like paranormal, for example. But I mean, it's just something that people again are either like afraid to talk about it because of a stigma surrounding it. And when you think about other related things that are like wacky, you'll just think, oh, some like redneck out in the like back countries talking with like an accent and like talking about that's the stigma that's associated with it. When a lot of these things happen, even in like North America or like Kamloops, for example, is one of the most
North
haunted
America
places in
is full of
Canada.
those rednecks, just to be clear.
Oh, we do have a lot of them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Chris, where are you in possession?
Where am I in possession?
He's had it several times.
It's what is it 3/5 of the law, 9/10 of the law, possession's 9/10 of the law.
2/3 of all statistics are made up.
Well, did
Yeah.
they ever release that report? Didn't they say they're going to release something about the UFOs? But then it came out. They're like, oh, it just could be other countries.
Well, there
and
was this
stuff.
whole thing. I think it came out. I don't even know where it was, but I heard it the other day. Was like the Air Force saying that the pilots are saying there's way more unidentified flying objects than they're willing to talk about that they experienced. But I go back to you got Dan Aykroyd, who is huge into this whole paranormal stuff. I mean, that's where he that's where like he Ghostbusters is not just a comedy for him. That is his life.
Really?
It's actually a documentary.
Oh,
It's based on a real story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, his whole family are very knee deep into that whole paranoia stuff, and he takes it very seriously. But there's stuff that can't be explained. Cool. I've never been personally haunted or had someone turn their stuff, go on, walk crab legged up and down the stairs and spew vile vomit. I'm a big fan of The Exorcist, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you go looking for stuff and you'll try to find it or at least patch it in so it fits with your beliefs, and that goes across ghosts, most religions, or if somebody dies and their favorite crisp packet or chip packet just happens to float past you, that's them sending you a sign.
That is
if you go
exactly
looking,
what
you'll
I
find.
told my wife. Well, I convinced her that there is a ghost named Frank living with us, just to freak her out every once in a while.
That is going to bite you in the ass later.
Yeah.
Oh, every single sound in the dark, every single sound. All I will say is, Frank, leave us alone, and she'll look at me and say, "Stop it." I'm like, I don't control him. It's Frank.
Have you created an origin story for Frank? Like, why is he haunting your home?
Oh, I have created an origin story because the origin story was not mine to create. It was my grandfather's. So I took it from him. My grandfather lived in this house where a man named Frank committed suicide. And so whenever he would misplace things or hear things or do whatever, he would either say, "Okay, Frank, I give up. I need my keys." Then he would leave and then come back and they're like, "Oh, look, they're in the last place that I last saw them."
They're always in the last place you left them. Just to be clear.
Exactly. And plus, he's an old man. He forgets. I'm not going to tell him that to his face, but it's just what it is. And so whenever weird stuff, like as far as sounds, houses creak, wind blows and pushes things, whatever, I would just say, "Oh, hey, what's up, Frank?" And eventually I got with my wife, and there was moments where she would either hear something in the dark or whatever. And so I'd just be like nonchalantly, "Oh yeah, that's the ghost Frank. He has been with me for like 10 years. He's just been hanging out." And, sometimes I talk to him. Sometimes he just leaves me alone. Sometimes he gets really pissed and slams the door, whatever. So whenever there's a sound, I always make sure to mention the name Frank around her. I love it.
And is she a believer now?
Oh, she was not, but now she will get to the point where she stares at me like with a deathly stare and just says, "Stop it." And I'm like, I have no control.
Is there any chance she's gonna watch this?
No.
What's her Twitter handle? I'll send it to her.
Taylor, have you ever went on any of those paranormal tours?
What was that?
Have you ever went on one of the paranormal tours?
Paranormal. I was trying to say.
I know.
That's what. Sorry. Paranormal.
I've been to some buildings that they've done tours with to kind of like show you, but again, it's more so them just kind of like going over like old stories of like how they say like, oh, there's supposed to be like something haunted here or something along those lines.
And when you go in, you're freaked out because I done one where it was overnight and you're in and straight away because it's pitch black and it was this old mansion and you're freaked out. And then once I start adjusting, I realize, yeah, it's just building hype.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think one thing to note is whenever these things happen, you want to go in with the mindset that, okay, like what's the logical explanation? Like, well, it's obviously like doesn't exist. And again, I like how that's represented in those Conjuring movies too. Like they look for the reason like, oh, it's just a pipe, it's just a leaky faucet, whatnot, and all that stuff. And that's the mindset to have. Just because something goes bump in the night doesn't automatically mean that it's a ghost or anything like that.
Well, when that happens, I bump back. So
yeah,
I have a TV show for you, Taylor. Have you seen Evil?
Evil?
Yeah.
No.
Look it up. You'll really like it. It's got the guy who played Luke Cage in it.
Oh yeah, it's currently on. I don't. Do they cancel it? Or do they renew it?
No, it is going straight to Paramount Plus as a series now.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It surprised me. It's quite good.
Good for him. You know, he's Luke Cage, but now he's doing this. What about you, Tony? Where are you on the whole crazy stuff out there? You know, or non-crazy stuff?
Leprechauns are real.
Of course, I'm Irish. Not much of a believer in ghosts or any of that. My fiance, she is, so just like Clay, I will mess with her at times, especially when the house is dark. Oh, she hates that so much. It's easy too. But like, as Taylor was saying, that I'm actually one of those people who's like, if I see a picture, I'm like either one, Photoshop, or either two, can't make it out if that's real or not.
Mm. Were you segueing this into what like my kind of reveal? Is
yeah,
that what
you can reveal what you're
okay, because I do have that trailer, but since we changed streams, I can't really play it.
Oh, okay.
So
play it after. We'll play it after right at this.
But
Yeah,
should I talk about it though?
Yeah, you can talk about what you're doing.
Well, yeah, you guess you get to hear it first now. I'm actually going to be doing a podcast show. Not with him. Not with him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it'll be a new podcast show with my former co-host from Rodonaut and Geek Street and several appearances in Geekverse, but Ruben Olsen, he was on my trial. But
I just like that that's a part of your lore now. Like he was on my trial.
He's on my trial, yeah.
He was the person that did the initial, hey, go vote for this character. That's who that was.
There you go. Yeah, the show is called Cryptic Clues, and basically we're going to be discussing things from all across the world, from paranormal to entities and just really crazy sightings and places that people explore and talk about, witness accounts, all that kind of stuff. A lot of screening of the work, you know, not just like, oh wow, there's something in our bed in this guy's backyard, we're going to talk about it, but like just looking more so at like history and events, and again particularly the main kicker, Bigfoot.
Yeah. What was that one? Because I asked him for a bunch of tags because it was on Spreaker and we were doing the shows. What was that one that I asked you about? It was something about an ape or a gorilla, but it had a special name.
Oh, that was the thing that lives out in like the swamps of Florida, the skunk ape, I think.
Skunk ape. Like there's so many of these things I don't even know about.
The amount of cryptids that again you wouldn't think that are out there is like it's flabbergasting. So
well, and yeah, if people you'll probably be promoting it soon, but it is technically live.
It is live. Yeah, me and Ruben have filmed a episode 0 prologue where you get to hear us kind of like our our start, like who we are and just kind of like why we're interested in this kind of thing. But our first number official one episode that we'll be doing in June will be based on the Ogopogo, which is just kind of like our own Kelowna local cryptid story.
Yeah, it's like our Loch Ness monster or something. So maybe Carl, he'll make you a believer, you know?
Well, my goal isn't to make people believers. My goal is just,
That's what
you
said. You're gonna change
know,
everybody.
my goal is just if people have an interest in this, they can come, they can listen to us talk. And Travis, I hope definitely guest shows.
Well, I'm
guest
gonna
stars
go
on
on. I have gum, so I can't eat a donut. That seems like bad bad.
The gum or the
math,
donut?
but- No, I want to be the guy that asks a bunch of questions. That's like, oh, explain this to me. So that'll be exciting. So it's gonna be.
If you want somebody to talk about Banshees, give me a shout, Taylor.
Banshees? Well,
Yeah.
hey, if you want a guest on it and we do a
I'll
Banshee
get you
episode, we'll
on.
bring you on.
I'll
I'm
deep
definitely
dive
gonna
into
be
some
on
local
this show
lore
at some
here.
point, too.
Oh my goodness, banshees! All just crazy, just all these little monsters and whatnot.
Hey, you'll definitely get to the New Jersey Devil. That's got to be on your list.
Actually,
hey, isn't that a hockey team?
Well, that's true too.
What is the New Jersey?
One of you were playing as them today, if I'm not mistaken.
No, we got beat by someone that was playing as New Jersey.
Yeah,
Devils.
yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the New Jersey Devil?
Yeah, the New Jersey Devil. That's actually on our website. I have a blog on there that I'm writing about. The New Jersey Devil is actually something that we're contemplating doing for episode 2. Basically, it's like New Jersey Devil, like a devil's like pointed ace spade tail, hooves for feet, like a goat looking head thing, wings. And this is something that's been so-called spotted around that area, like screeching, killing like wild like livestock and all that stuff. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
That's not harmless.
No. It does get wacky. The further you go in, though, it's interesting how there's all these different things you wouldn't expect to relate to a topic like that do. It's crazy. Very crazy.
Hell, this is a wild.
Yeah,
thing.
there's a story, a whole backstory to that, of it actually being, I can't remember, but one of the children of a family, and then there's other. Yeah, I know, it's really weird. And then there's other, that's like really old, like lore, myth, whatever.
Winged creature was a child from some family.
I know. Then you have like Napoleon Bonaparte's, I think, relative that claims to have seen it, because that creature dates back to like the 1800s and like even before that, I think, a little bit. But I have to look more into it again. But it's interesting when you have people of significant historical stature that talk about these things, like
Chris.
like Chris, yeah. Roosevelt, I believe it was Roosevelt, had a Bigfoot experience.
Kids, we're gonna tell you about the New Jersey Devil. Happy graduation. I thought Brandon looks like he's looking through all this, and he's the part of the movie where the person gets possessed, because he looks like he's just staring in the screen. Are you all ready?
He clicked the wrong link.
Are you all ready for Vegas this week, sir? I know you're going.
I am ready for Vegas this week. Flight leaves 8:00 Monday night Central Time. I am ready to go.
So do the kids go with you, or are they with a sitter?
It's Vegas. Hell no, they don't go with me.
I don't want to assume, you know.
Just
No,
they're
gonna
gonna
be
take them to the M&M store.
They're going to be splitting time with my parents and my in-laws for the few days. We get back on Friday, so
very nice.
I don't even know where they're sleeping Monday night yet. I think at my in-laws' house, but my mother-in-law, my mom are
We'll
working.
just put them
They're
at the
working
front
it all
porch,
out.
you know, whatever.
It's not your problem.
I'm dumping them off on one of them, and I'm out. So.
Do they still have those card clickers in Vegas? I remember my dad took me there when I was like 14, and those guys were like clicking the cards and handing.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Slappers.
I still have my
slappers,
collection.
yeah.
I was collecting them like Pokemon cards.
I still
like
have not
trading
trading
them.
I'm so wanting to go.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were there
Oh, hell yeah.
3 years
Like-
ago or whatever the last time we went was. So I got to assume they're still around.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been.
The more expensive ones were like the rare ones.
Yeah, like gloss.
Oh yeah,
embossed. All that.
I mean,
kind of
you don't have to take them. You can just say no. But...
No, my dad told me not to.
I mean, we had like a full soccer team of like teenagers.
Say
so of
yes
course we were
everywhere,
just grabbing them
Taylor.
all.
Your dad's prep.
Football team.
I was gonna come out with you. Don't say no to any of them. Take
Sorry,
them all.
football, Carl.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, my dad
And
once
if you played
ball.
soccer, you should be calling it football.
One time my dad bought an
I got a question about that.
Yep.
Because we have seen how much time I spend on TikTok. I saw a video the other day that said that the word soccer originated overseas for us, so in Europe. But then once we started saying soccer, Europe and all over the world, they started saying football. Is that true?
That's absolute bullshit.
I mean, I don't believe everything that anybody, like anything that the internet says, but I was like, why would that make sense? So I just wanted to ask.
I always wondered this as well, especially with America. And I heard it was a podcast and somebody was talking about it, why America changed a lot of words. Just because when the Civil War, whatever it was, happened, I'm not into American history, they wanted to differentiate themselves away from Britain. So they changed a lot of the words. And the reason you say see instead of said and stuff like that, they just tried to change it around so they could try to break away. Yeah. So why you call it American football when all you do is throw the ball and very rarely kick it makes no sense.
Because you use your feet while playing with the ball. You're running. You're
that's such
jogging,
bullshit.
you're tackling.
No,
You
it should be
don't
like
need to run.
tackle ball or something.
Tackle ball. That's not a catchy name. Tackle ball. Who wants to
Stop a game by kicking it.
It's called like pigskin.
No, that's just weird. They don't play.
I'm not the sports guy here, so everybody else here is the sports.
Get CT.
Google tells me soccer originated in the late 19th century England as a way of differentiating between variants of the game. So I guess soccer, I don't know. I don't really have any. I don't care. I live in America, so it's soccer. If I lived over in England or if I lived in any other country, I'm sure
I know it is America where they have the World Series that only America plays in.
That is not true. There's a Canadian team.
Yeah, come on. We got the
branching out.
But they do call, unless I'm mistaken, the NFL football doesn't actually have any teams based in Canada, and they do call that the World Champions. Which, hey, my team won it 2 Super Bowls ago at this point, but I'm still like, World Champions is a bit of a loose term there, guys.
And plus, Toronto is like the most American Canadian city. It's not like we don't even consider it.
I'm not authorized to comment on that.
We don't consider it part of Canada. No, we do, but just like it just has that vibe. It's so big. It just is. It's very similar to.
Is that where Americans go to when they want to run away from here?
I was gonna say, is that the safest place to go once I move to Canada?
No, if you
no.
No, well, yeah, especially no, it's actually not right now with the people.
Definitely not. Yeah.
No, if you want somewhere that's not like America, definitely like we're biased because we're in BC, but more near our specter, like you'll get a whole different type of life.
Don't go to Kelowna, boys run you over with cars and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Drivers in BC. What does that stand for? Is it just BC? Or?
Yeah, fuck. I should clear before Christ. So, but
it's before COVID nowadays.
Yeah, before COVID. Yeah, no, it's British Columbia. British Columbia is where we live and whatnot. So it's nice.
There's a very strong provincial stigma, I feel like, because you have most cities in BC literally survive off of dollars from Albertans. Albertans come here.
The whole country does.
What's that?
The whole country does.
Mostly Albertans. Though. You see red license plates everywhere. And the joke with that is they can't turn. They don't know how to turn because all they have are long highways in their province. But the thing also is just when you go, it's true. I know.
You're like Zoolander. I can't turn left.
Yeah. When you go like province to province, it's like
Terrible
it's truly
NASCAR.
hilarious. But like BC, I feel like are the very much so like the calm kind of very mellow, and then we get to Alberta, they're the rowdy people. Like, and here's a prime example. So I was driving and I came to an intersection, and then there was a car in the left turn lane,
and the window opened, and they just threw a Molotov cocktail at him.
Oh yeah,
vehicle fire. So it's
Mad Max in Alberta, basically. That's what Taylor Fields said.
Yeah. So this one vehicle, this Albertan vehicle, is at the front in the left turn lane, and for some reason, the guy is sticking in a backseat person is sticking out of the rear window, passenger window, and just like yelling at the guy behind them. Same scenario with the vehicle behind them. This person's in the back seat sticking out of the window, like yelling and swearing at them. And they're both Albertans, but you don't see British Columbians doing that here. It's just the weirdest thing.
I feel like my family from Alberta would disagree from you.
Really? They've seen British Columbians act like that?
Oh, I've seen British Columbians act like that. I've gone to school with people that have done similar things.
You guys have probably acted like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've never stuck my head outside the back.
No,
of the
but
window.
Travis is when I'm driving him, he's
Next
screaming on
challenge.
camera like, "I'm being abducted!" Like you've done stuff like.
I did do that actually once. I should.
And the guy looked.
I don't think I said I was being abducted, but I said maybe help.
Don't talk about
Jesus,
abductions
Travis.
in front of Taylor.
No. Yeah, I don't know where you would want to move in Canada. Like we're biased because BC. I would say just not Toronto. Not Toronto.
I'd say BC.
Yeah, BC's a good.
BC's the best.
But I will be completely honest. The only reason why I moved in the current apartment that I am now is only based off of internet speed. So, like that is mainly as long as I get good internet speed.
That's the most
If
important thing.
Canada ups their internet game,
Ooh,
going.
game changer.
Exactly. I'm good.
I gotta get internet. Clay.
Our internet, I think, is pretty damn good.
Just don't live in my house.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
just
not
avoid
Travis's.
Travis's place.
My landlord decided to build fucking thick ass walls everywhere.
It's a bomb shelter.
Yeah, I'll be safe. But my Wi-Fi is always be great one day, and the next day it's like you can't even stream a 2 megabyte video at 1080. It's gonna take down the whole house.
You need
Just
a
like
mesh
How
network.
fast is y'all's internet? How are we having this big of a conversation streaming?
He's not at his place. bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not at Travis's
Yeah.
house.
Thanks, Brent, for the reminder. Yeah, no, it's not. It's and then like they do this, like I had this me and Chris, I don't remember which episode it was, Chris, but we had this episode. It was the worst. We were using Squadcast, your recorder, and we lost connection like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, it was bad.
It was so bad. And I found out this is what took down my internet is because I had an AC unit like 10 feet away from my computer. It messed with the signal. So I had to get out of there. But then every cast after that, I'm like sweating bullets in the summer, talking about Marvel stuff. But it was so bad. We kept getting a funk or kept getting a groove and then it would die out. It's not that it's a combination of one, I got to update my computer, but yeah, I've checked the internet. The speed's good. I've had Shaw look at, but it's just like these walls, whatever in them or the layout of it, there's just certain plots that's just like dead zones. And of course, I'm podcasting them so the kids don't wake up and things like that. And
Can you not connect it with cable through an Ethernet?
I have, but then it feels it's just not as strong. Like it, but well, the thing is though, it's not through the actual router though, it's through like the extender. So the router, I got to get like a long one, but that'd be a very long cord to run through the house. So
I am running a 100-foot cable to get direct connection. That is what I'm doing.
It's worth it.
You also, well, I guess I was gonna say you don't have kids, but you have a dog. You got to look.
I
up.
do have a
Maybe
dog.
that
It
cord's
is
gonna-
literally taped on my ceiling all the way.
Yeah,
down.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Oh yeah, that's what I got.
No, I'll fix it one day, or I'll just move. I just gotta move. That's all I gotta do. So
Like I'm doing a speed test right now. I have 817
off.
download and a
Why do you
938.
speed test right now? Just
I'm
around,
doing
my
one.
speed's fine. My speed, there's nothing wrong with my speed.
it?
It all
Is it?
works out and everything like that.
Hang on, what did you have, Clay? Give us your results again.
So I have 14 ping with 817.99 megabytes per second download and then 943.97 megabytes per second upload. That's what I got right now.
Clean.
That sounds like somebody has fiber.
That's faster fiber.
What do you have?
I think technically I do. So
With
I have
let's see, so with the
AT&T's
current
fiber.
stream rocking
Gigapower.
now, we're
See,
at
I don't have gigapower. I have AT&T.
523.
So we're at 15 ping with the stream running. Look at that.
Yeah,
Clay.
this should be with the stream.
Look at that, Clay. We got one more with the stream running.
520.
Canada's waiting.
Yeah,
for you.
Clay.
Yeah. Canada's waiting for you. We got free healthcare. We don't have water though. We traded water for healthcare.
If you need a surgery, you'll have to wait 2 years because it's free healthcare.
Yeah, but you'll get it for free.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
If you live
Yeah.
long enough.
Yeah,
I feel your
yeah.
pain.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
What's your healthcare like out there, Carl?
Yeah, free healthcare. NHS.
Nice.
NHS.
Yeah, National Health Service.
Okay, I was gonna go with security. I was one off.
Yeah, no, we have a pretty good system here. But again, problem is because it's free, it's just overburdened.
Mm-hmm.
And like, 2-3 years on a waiting list for stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
There's a interesting story because we were in the same boat, kind of like with that. We have this company that put out these scooters downtown, and you basically go up, scan your phone, you get to ride a scooter around. So the hospital put out a statement getting pissed off saying too many people are getting injured on these scooters. You need to stop because they're having to help with them with their like spraying ankles and stuff as opposed to other patients. That just made me laugh. And it's usually 20 to 30-year-olds getting hurt on these scooters.
We had idiots down here that were taking the darn scooters on the freaking highway.
How
yeah, I
fast do they
remember
go?
that.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know. It's just regardless if they were
Not fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to put warnings on there. Do not take these on the highway. We have to put a warning on there. Do not take them on the highway.
Is there a geek versus race yet? These things. I mean,
First race? Oh yeah.
it seems like there should be a title on the line. Or
Yeah.
We had before COVID, and before a lot of people moved away, we actually had a Geek vs. Olympics plan, but it's no longer because COVID happened and then a bunch of people moved away. But we had like, look at Chris, he's just like, I associate myself with people that are gonna do Geek vs. Olympics. But
I want to see this. It's
a big deal, man.
Yeah. Well, now it's just like 3 of us, some people live in Yukon, some people, but it's like, no, we're gonna do some events and then we want to do dodgeball. I've just been waiting for an excuse in my life to do dodgeball again as an adult person with 3 kids now. You know, like I just want, there's no opportunity for me. I'm not gonna crash some like little kids league and like, even though that would be fun, like just to be like the giant.
These are great videos you could just start filming.
I've done it as an adult. It is fun. I rec leagues and stuff. I used to work at a community center. I ran their swimming pools and they had a dodgeball league, and I definitely like once a week, whatever night it was, my lunch break was our dodgeball game.
With grown-ups or with the kids?
Oh, it was definitely a bunch of middle-aged rednecks. That's who it was.
First, I thought you were saying you're playing with kids. So once a week, every lunch, I go on the court.
He goes like help one of the kids. Go bam.
I mess up these kids. They watch.
Never lost.
Pretty awesome.
I
mean, it's fun.
He's got one ball in each hand. They're throwing at him. He's bouncing him off the ball and going, bam, get out of here, Susie.
Yeah. When Brent shows up, that's like their Thanos. Like, oh no, he's back.
I'm inevitable.
Yeah. Oh, Afro drop of blood kids.
Your failure realized you had to come right back to me.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone remembers. It's right after he won the Super Bowl. It was years ago. Peyton Manning hosted SNL. He did a skit like that where it's like one of those like nice, like, oh yeah, we're teaching all the kids football.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, he took it like really seriously, and he would just like throw the ball at full power, and the kid would get hit in the face. He's like, come on, you're such an embarrassment. Like, get up and everything like that. And like the kid really had to go to the washroom. He's like, no, we don't go till we get a touchdown. Like, that's not what we do here. And that's how I picture that dodgeball. But yeah, we don't have like a adult dodgeball league here. I don't think I would join just because like my time, and I don't think I have that, but I would love it if there was, you know.
Well, you just said you wouldn't do it. Why would you love it?
I remember part of that skit.
Why would you love it if you said you wouldn't join?
I would.
That's so like counterintuitive.
I would love the opportunity to do it. Maybe I could be a part-timer.
That's the idea.
He doesn't want to do it. He wants to be invited.
Yeah, so he can say no.
I'll put an ad in a newspaper and we'll get some people.
Okay, that's creepy. Come to my place for some dodge.
Oh, is that creepy?
I got balls for you.
Yeah, come play with my balls.
I throw him, you catch him.
You dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Oh, I was waiting for that reference.
Yeah,
I was
just
waiting
sitting
for
there
it.
with a bunch of balls lined up. No, Brent's right though about the like, you know, unluckily probably no one's watching this, but like once you have kids, you get put into a different category. The second I had kids, you get from friends invited to certain events, but some other events, like when people go camping, I never get invited anywhere. You know why? They don't want those kids running around, ruining their time and everything, which is fine. I'd rather them just say that, but I don't like when it happens. They're like, oh yeah, we just thought you'd be business. That's like, no, but then I get invited to an event where there is a kid thing. Just say, hey, we're going to be drinking lots. We don't want kids around to worry about, you know, but when it's the coy, like, oh, so like when you have kids, there's a whole, you get blacklisted. And that's why we're all stuck with all the other parent friends talking about like, hey, you want to start a dodgeball league?
You also get to get out of a lot of stuff. You have
That's
the
true.
ultimate excuse. No, I'm sorry. I got to leave your wedding early because, you know, I got to get the kids home. It's
Oh, there you go, Taylor.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that's his
speech.
excuse.
I gotta go.
My best man.
The kids are acting up.
I mean, if he's the best man, he should probably make arrangements. But for, you know, other people, you know, less important people.
Taylor, you have to get Travis hammered and video it.
Well, I don't drink, so that's gonna be
I know,
tough.
but that's why I always have to get you
Oh,
hammered.
That's why it'll be so funny.
Yeah.
How about this? Here's a good story for you. Not my county, but apparently county or two over from mine, the assistant superintendent apparently got buzzed before giving the graduation speech.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Well, now you know what to do, Chris.
Yeah.
I don't do
you
any
learn
of
from
no,
them?
no.
No,
I just said, man.
Assistant superintendent is above his pay grade.
Yeah.
No, that would be awful. Like they just ruin the whole graduation and everything like that. But maybe that should be the grad event.
Well, the reporter
It'd
when
be
talking
memorable for the kids. Like,
Oh yeah, well the reporter when they were talking to the students was like, we were wondering what was going on. A lot of slurring of words. They thought like the superintendent had some sort of medical issue or something like that, and then when it just got worse and worse, the parents
like Matthew Perry.
yeah,
yeah.
Robert Downey in the olden days.
Yeah, they're just like, no, he's still suffering from that concussion from dodgeball. He's completely fine. Don't worry about him.
On your note about how you say like you don't get invites to stuff because you have kids and everything, I think that's so unfair because I feel like, especially when you go camping, I think kids are great company when you go camping. And I say this.
Are they?
I say this
take a
because
lot of kids with you?
bring my dodgeballs.
Yeah.
Line them up.
I say this
love when you
because
bring your kids, Travis. I always win a dodgeball.
I say this because me and Madison just went on a camping trip and the adults were such a pain to deal with because it was, and here's a story, it's 9 a.m. and we set up our tent. We got this campsite. It's a great area. And I got a huge smoky I'm roasting on the fire. I sent them pics, like it was great. And then sure enough, here comes an adult, and
Just took his fucking smoke.
I just pulled it off the stick. No,
It's fine now. And it was this bully from high school.
This adult came and started like banging on the vehicle next to us. Is like, Bill, you in there? And it was like bang. Bill was obviously not aware. She comes over and is like, do you know if Bill's there? We're like, no. And she's like, I'm drunk. And I'm like, I didn't say this, but it's 9 a.m. And she was plastered. And she came right into our camp. She's like, we got so many mushrooms. You guys want potato salad? I made a bunch. I'm like, no. And then she fell on me. I'm in my chair with my hot dog. And she fell on the ground. So I helped her up. And then she collapsed in Madison's chair. And she almost fell in the fire. No, Madison wasn't in the chair, but yeah, she was just, again, this is like dealing with the adult. I'm thinking, God, do we have to like babysit this woman now? Her fiance came and was super
Was it Bill?
pissed. No. He was not happy because she's like, she was calling herself like, I'm such a candy whore. I'm like, what is this conversation we're having?
What is
here?
is a candy whore literally just someone that eats a lot of candy?
Yeah, I guess because she's telling us like once you get in a relationship, like you just let yourself go and it just doesn't matter anymore.
Oh, that's the worst. Drunk people come talk to you. And you're like, man, I don't need this conversation in my life. When I used to work, I had a contract when I was landscaping with a hotel. I won't name it, but it was very bad for people on lots of drugs, and it was always like it'd be the worst getting to work and you're finding someone in the bush and you have to like give them a little like, hey sir, like I gotta cut this.
Well, just get the hose.
They don't treat like animals, but if they wouldn't move, I would turn on the sprinklers.
Okay, there you go.
It's like, hey, I gotta be back in 15 minutes to mow this lawn. I need you gone. And then when I come back and they're even more set
There's
up, like,
two
stuff-
people or something.
Yeah, there's like a whole unit getting ready for dodgeball. Then I gotta throw on the sprinklers. Like, no, but like you're talking, but some people want to have that type of camping, so that's why they want to have the kids there.
Oh no, that's definitely true. But I mean, I would take like families and good friends over. It's just all the wacky, like kind of like bushwhacking, backwoods Canadian rednecks that we have up here.
Yeah, camping is quite an event. So, I like that photo you sent, Chris. I'll show. Well, you guys are in the chat. You guys just check the chat every once a month. It's just it's just like when you're waiting to save the world.
Yeah, that's because literally in a minute there's a month's worth of messages.
My in-laws have a fire pit and they live like 30 seconds from my house, maybe a minute by driving. And so I like to tell them I like to camp too, make the hot dogs, make the s'mores. Then I go home and sleep, with my central air and stuff and do the good parts of camping and ignore all the crap.
Yeah, that's a good way to. Usually where we camp nowadays, though, we boat to, so I don't have no central air option. It's somewhere else, and it's just
you really go all out.
Yeah, no, yeah, we do. I quite enjoy it. But those
So now you got to have kids on the boat and camp. No wonder they're not inviting you.
Well, yeah.
Or you get that conversation where hey, you're going to the lake this weekend, right? No. You're waiting for the invite and they just change the conversation.
I saw you on the lake last week, but no.
It's like, ugh.
No, Joe brought that up one day with the Ultimate Alliance chat. He's like, I went on break and I came back and there was like 389 messages, and yeah, it's kind of a shitstorm in there. It's just we throw out random stuff, and then usually there's like stuff repeated, and then everyone's trying to catch up on something.
One time.
It's a good time in there. You know, Brent's the new Greg who just will repost stuff.
I'm definitely the new Greg.
We'll repost stuff we've already posted.
I even will look at, like last time I scrolled up and looked and I still didn't find it.
Hey, it could be like me where I post something and then post it again a day or two later and said, "Did you post that yesterday?"
Yeah. Or you and Heinz will get in some conversation about like, well, I shared this, but this is technically Heinz will be like, this is a different article with a different picture, but
that's a freaking crutch.
It was different. Different.
Yeah, how do you feel, Clay? He didn't. You did win the Rocket League thing, but yeah, he didn't back you at all. He was quick on DC Alliance when I threw you two.
As soon as you said Justice League, Heinz was like, nope, play. You're on your own. See ya.
Yeah, no faith whatsoever. Just threw you away. But yeah, that's. And
he was even in the chat when we were playing.
Now, watch on the next DCA. He'll be like, "I knew you could do it all along."
Yeah, I was just trying to motivate you. You know, I was just trying.
No. Fair play to him. He said he just backs himself, so you know, he stood his ground.
Heinz, I'll be excited to bring up when we do the GUA 1 year after 9, because he's always like sneakily like a little shit disturber, you know, and he knows he's doing it too all the time. He knows but he'll act innocent and everything like that, you know. It's pretty funny. But so what do we got? We got some
takes.
You want to do these takes? Yeah, sure.
I think I should. We lost all the patrons except Carl.
Carl said, you can watch a replay, or we'll do.
Well, I have to stay around because my daughter gave me shit all last night because she was sitting waiting for you to listen to her questions. I'm like, that's okay, I'll do it later for you, darling. So I'll have to get that for her and told her to record it.
So you had brought this up. I'll start with these because I have nothing. I don't know if anyone has. Well, Chris might be able to, because I'm gonna get other people's opinions on too. But Star Trek, you were like, yeah, you said something to me. I'm like, do you know stuff about Star Trek? You're like, yeah, I've been waiting my whole life to use Star Trek knowledge, but I've never heard you once.
No one ever asked me about Star Trek.
But then you said I've been waiting my whole life to use my knowledge.
Yeah, we're waiting for someone to ask questions.
All right.
Have you seen like the
Sarah
series?
Taylor, which again, thank her
Most
for
of it.
donating.
Oh.
She said, "Why? Well, who is your favorite Star Trek captain and why?"
Sorry, which Star Trek captain?
Yeah, and why?
Picard. And that is solely based on just my enjoyment of seeing him and his crew up against the Borg. I love that.
Chris, do you have one? Because if anyone else watches Star Trek, go ahead. I've watched the JJ movies and a few episodes, and that's it.
It's kind of a tie between Cisco and Picard, but if push comes to shove, I'll give it to Cisco.
You know who Cisco is?
No.
Deep Space Nine.
I know Captain
watch
Kirk,
the Patrick Stewart
and that's
ones?
about it.
Is that it?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay, just checking. Just want to make sure.
I did. I just watched the Patrick Stewart one, so Picard for me. I would watch reruns with my dad, and I've seen like 4 other episodes of different series outside Next Gen.
Okay, so you've watched a little bit. Okay, because I just feel like anytime when I'm listening to fans and Star Trek comes up, you're pretty like quiet on it. So
it makes the edit easier because I don't have to do anything.
Just let Ray go off on it.
I don't know that much about Star Trek. I don't.
Yeah.
And I had CBS All Access for the Chiefs season because I'd watched the games on CBS that way, and I never even pretended I was going to turn on Discovery or whatever it's called. So I just don't care that much. I'll check out the movies if they make any more of them, but that's a low commitment.
Yeah. Anyone else have a favorite Star Trek cap? Anyone? Well, let me clarify. Does anyone else watch Star Trek before I ask these other Star Trek questions? No,
just the JJ.
Just the JJ.
Very basic.
Tim, your favorite captain and why?
Picard, because I think he was able to be the most diplomatic person for the Federation, but also when need be, he could be an aggressive one if he was put into a tough situation. And it's only like 2 weeks into me watching TNG for the first time.
Okay, there you go. We're just doing a bunch of random questions that were sent to Taylor, but we're getting everyone's takes on here. I don't even know what this is. I'm guessing the original series.
Yes.
Hashtag TOS or the Kelvin timeline. Which do you prefer?
I prefer the Kelvin, and that is solely because I just love what. What's that? Oh, I know I love the Kelvin timeline. And that's specifically because just what JJ was able to do with it. I love how again he had Chris Pine as Captain Kirk, and just the score. That's one of my favorite scores. Is just what he used in those
Giacchino,
films. So,
right,
yeah, I just love it.
Anyone else? The original series or Calvin? I feel like you're gonna be the only one on the Calvin.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd probably say Kelvin. I like those movies.
It's the problem with like it's a tough question anyways, just because the original series is just so campy looking at it at that point.
Yeah,
I could never watch it and take it seriously now.
And that's part of the problem. Like if anything, I'd defer and say the Next Generation. You know, just it was on that edge between trying to be campy, but also more being serious than anything else. So
yeah, I'd probably have to say Next Generation as well, because I've tried with the original series, and yeah, the camp factor is a bit much. I mean, like there's one episode I remember where a creature pretends to be like a shapeshifter, but like and everything, but Spock is the only one who realizes this creature is mind manipulating everybody else around them, and Bones thinks it's like an ex-girlfriend, and so Spock with both hands is like clubbing her in the face, like, would I be able to do this if this was your lady? And I'm just like, this is really ridiculous. I think that's when I turned off the show. I'm like, this is like it is unintentionally funny, but I'm like, I can only stand so much, I can't stand some more, and just stopped after that.
I don't think you can answer this one. Just Discovery or
No,
Picard?
I specifically said like I had not seen either of these because I don't have that channel or cable.
I guess we don't here in Canada. I think you gotta watch on like the Sci-Fi Network or something here in Canada.
Something wild.
Yeah. What about you, Chris? I know you've seen them both.
I like Disco. Just on the fact that it's had like 3 seasons. Picard's had 1. I enjoyed Picard. I'm looking forward to it, but Picard's only gonna have 3 seasons.
I like making Chris answer these because Chris never likes when I share the like there's 6 movies and I say you can only pick 3 and the other ones exist, and then Chris always will come back with me. He's like, I pick them all. I don't know.
I hate those questions. I do. They're terrible. It's just like
I'm always trying to get them, and he's like, no, I'm not playing.
Nope, not participating. I'll be the party pooper in that one. You wake.
Tim,
I still like Brent's response to my whole thing about like you wake up one day, you're a ham sandwich. What do you do? What's the first thing you do?
I don't even remember what I said.
You said you eat yourself.
Okay. I'm consistent because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it, but I couldn't remember what I said.
I need to know what happens to ham sandwich before we end this episode. What about you, Tim? Picard or Discovery, if you've seen them?
I have not seen them. I'm curious about Discovery because I know like Picard's hit or miss. And so I'm just like, even though, like I said, I love Jean-Luc Picard, the character, but I'm like, I just feel like Discovery, I think, would be a little more interesting because it's newer territory that could be explored.
There we go. Tony, you had some here, so thank you for that. Who you wrote them down? Do you want to go in your order because you have a paper full of stuff?
No, we can go to Tony here.
Okay. He said, "Who's your favorite Ghost Rider and why is it Cosmic Ghost Rider?" So he threw it in right for you that way.
He did.
But
I mean,
I don't think it's gonna go down that route.
Well, no, like
I question on this.
I do love Johnny, but honestly, like I'm gonna reading what I specifically wrote the time. Frank Castle raising Thanos is just awesome, and then having like again Frank Castle with the Ghost Rider power. I love that. Again, we're one of our recent podcast episodes. We were just kind of like memeing at the fact that you had the symbiote on Red Hulk and Ghost Rider, and it's just so outrageous.
That is entertaining.
It's just like that. Like that's the last thing I'd ever expect to see. But like, let's do it. So, yeah.
And I'm gonna send this question to everyone because Tony, and I want your answer. Who should John Cena play in the MCU and in Star Wars? The reason this is a question, I'm guessing, is because Taylor got a lot of controversy. We hosted DC Alliance for Clay and Trash, and he said Batista shouldn't be Bane, John Cena should be Bane. And ever since that, we still feel randomly when we're doing a Geek First News episode.
Oh yeah,
anytime John Cena brings up, they'll give Taylor shit for it. But who do you have for John? We'll let you go first because I don't really have anybody. Like for Star Wars, you got to make up a character. There's no character I could think of. And
no, for Star Wars. Now, anyone that's seen the Clone Wars cartoon, like the old school one, I would want John Cena to play Dirge. He was like a bounty hunter. I don't know if anyone would notice it.
Should play Wrecker.
That's what I was thinking, Wrecker.
Yeah,
he totally could.
Yeah.
MCU. That was a tough one because, I mean, I can't think of any like other super jacked like MCU characters like off the top of my head.
Tons of jacked.
Yeah, no, but I'm not like at the forefront. Well, they're all jacked, but I don't know. I just went ahead and like, you know what? Let's just get crazy. Let's do Thane and throw Thane in there.
Thanos' son.
Yeah.
Oh my god. With the flat top, he has the same hair.
They won't see him coming.
I did not, but I love it. That's so good.
If you're gonna tell me Josh Brolin had a son, it was John Cena.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just like purple.
Yeah, purple John Cena.
Please give me that.
Does anyone show up for John Cena for Star Wars or Marvel?
I'd say for Marvel, Gladiator. You know, deep cut at that point.
Strong guy.
Strong guy, literally strong guy. Yeah.
Guido.
Yep.
Wonder Man.
Wonder Man. Okay.
I was gonna say Wonder Man for Marvel, but I have one for Star Wars.
Do it.
General Pong Krell.
Oh.
Is that a fish person?
No, Pong Krell. Remember in the Umbaran arc, he was the guy
he's
that
the one with the two double-bladed. He's the Jedi.
He's the guy who runs the diner and protects his diner. Everyone talks to that species, but he's got the two double-bladed lightsabers, and the clones turn on him.
No, I wanted to play
he was the asshole.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I want to play
Dex in the diner. Yeah.
I just had to Google him. Yeah, that's a good call.
The cloners.
Pong Krell.
Okay, so he's gonna be wearing a mocap suit and everything like that, right? It's not physical.
I don't again like John Cena and the way he acts. I couldn't see him delivering like the depth that Krell did because Krell was very much like there's something. Yeah, that's true. That's the turning point. Yeah,
It's all the physique. He's playing the mocap, but somebody else can do the voice.
There you go. Okay, Batista can do the voice.
Oh my god,
that was my first big Star Wars role.
For MCU, I'd want Cena's Tombstone.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
That's a good one.
I think we have our best answer.
But I want
SPUMC,
Tombstone in a
let's
movie.
do it.
Just please give me that. I want him and Hobgoblin. Like those are the two Spider-Man villains I'm waiting for.
Yes.
On Jackpot.
How about Jack-o'-lantern, maybe? Not Jackpot.
Okay. Tony, I have to ask you about this one. What was your inspiration? Why did you want to know Tiz ranking of the Shrek films?
I was at a work dinner and out of nowhere, that came up saying, why is 3 the worst one, or why is 2 better than 1? I was like, sure, I'll just throw this one in the list.
No,
Nothing is better
I think
than
it
the
came up
first
because Shrek had its like 10th anniversary or something like that, and there was some person on Daily Wire, wrote some like why Shrek is awful article, and people got all mad about it. It's like, I don't know, it is what it is. But what is your ranking of these films?
I appreciate the Shrek question because I mean Shrek is so iconic. I mean, I think he'll go down in history to be honest, but
it's being rebooted.
I put Shrek 2 as my number 1. I mean, of all the Shrek movies I own on DVD, I have Shrek 2 on the shelf there for a reason. Shrek 1 is my second place. Shrek 3 is my third place, and Shrek Forever After is my fourth place.
I have that same ranking, to be honest.
It's Prince Charming. It's just he's hilarious, and Puss in Boots was great. Like it's such a amp up in Shrek 2.
You should retro those. I don't really remember those movies.
Good movies.
Yeah. Other than the first one.
There's so much subtle humor though. That's like so good. No, I've rewatched some clips that I totally missed. That like the side characters say.
Kid when you watch.
No, I'm not talking about the blatant jokes that they say. I'm talking about side characters legit saying quick little one-liners that totally go over your head until you actually hone in on the things they say. It's nuts.
All right, we can review one day. Let's see. Heinz put in who would win a lightsaber fight between you and Trasnell. Well, I already got that. That's me. So we got that. That's done.
Where did I put Heinz here?
You talk about you being like you're quick and nimble, but it's just pure power over here,
What was this question? Who
Oh,
would
he
win?
didn't write down Heinz. That's the ultimate revenge for all of Heinz' little remarks. He wrote that. He also wrote what one-off story would you love to see, like Rogue One or Solo? You didn't write any of these down, did you? Oh man.
No, maybe
Oh,
you didn't
man.
send me these
He
ones.
sent them to he sent them just to the questionnaire. It's fine.
Let me read the questions here.
Just
maybe
just do those two. What was the one-off story you'd want as Rogue One and Solo? And this is the same thing for anybody too. If you have a one-off story, shout it out.
one-off story. I can't believe I missed that. I swear I would have wrote that down. Hang on, let me see it again.
I would want Master and Apprentice, the book that was a couple years ago. I'd want it as an animated, probably movie though. It's about just more like young Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan adventures. I really like Qui-Gon. I want more. My like dream Disney Plus series is them doing like a young, even though yes, it's a prequel, but that's just everything in Star Wars. It's doing like a young like Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon together, Qui-Gon and Count Dooku. I just really want to see that relationship fleshed out a bit more and everything like that. So
A one-off Star Wars story. Yeah, my answer would probably be a nitty-gritty war-torn film. Like we got a brief, like not even 30 seconds of that in Solo at the intro. I want to see like from the Stormtroopers perspective, or even like pre-Clone Wars, like the Galactic Republic, like troopers. I want to see that, them dug in the trenches up against like Sith, like a squad of like Sith acolytes or something like that. I want to see like that nitty-gritty. Clone Wars would be perfect, like, but live action, like just
like a 1917, but Clone Wars.
But exactly like that. I think like that kind of aesthetic would just be very cool to just display. And again, like Solo introduced the concept. Okay, like stormtroopers are not the main infantry. Like they're supposed to be like a special kind of legion or like ranking. Like you got like the mud troopers, which are like the very basic of the basic that are just like sent in to do the dirty work. So
they made a Solo movie.
Yeah, this guy. So I would just love to see that.
Wish I would have saw that Solo movie. Don't remember that one. Anybody else have a Solo Star Wars story they want to hear or see? Not hear or pitch.
Hear.
Yeah, you just want to hear it. No visuals.
Wouldn't mind seeing Kanan, his story from when he, Order 66 through. We saw the beginning of it in the Bad Batch. There's a comic book series about him where you see it there, but in an actual movie version, I'd like that.
Maybe a KOTOR Disney Plus series, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah,
the
only reason I didn't say it because like if it's a one-off, does that mean I only get the one movie or one season? And then we're done.
Yep.
All right.
I want
I
the
gotta think
one-off
about that
story. I want the one-off story of Darth Vader, like his beginning years, like right after Revenge of the Sith.
Like doing something.
Those comics focused on Darth
the-
Vader out of the
yes,
gate are
those-
so good.
The Charles Soule run, in particular, for me, is probably my favorite one. But I actually have to go. I'm gonna eat dinner right now. So thank you
Sounds
guys
good.
for having me on, Travis. Thank you for losing, apparently, since you threw the match.
Oh yeah, of course. I had to get you the win. Had to let you get the win.
Yeah.
It's just a setup till the next one.
Yeah,
Had a Frank for us.
Yeah.
The long
It
haul.
was. I will say hi to Frank. I will say hi to Frank. for all you guys.
And I'm out as well.
All right, see you, sir.
See you later, guys.
See you guys
Later.
Eating dinner at this hour. That's a late hour.
People eat dinner late. I relate.
It's only
People
breakfast
without
here.
kids.
It's breakfast.
What's your least
Yeah.
favorite MCU movie? Or
My least favorite MCU.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did everyone go?
sorry, I wasn't
Oh,
sure.
actually, I have got one. And I don't know if the comics have this story or not, but the very first time that they decide to go to the dark side or the light side, when that very first story happens, the sort of Adam and Eve of it all,
Yeah,
just
I think-
explaining the very roots of it.
I think they'll get there one day. I think they've probably talked about it. I bet they're just so scared to do like, oh, this is the first force. So like the first, like you said, the light side, dark side, and probably just a little fear to go so far back, but I would love to see it. It'd be fast. I'd be fascinated to see who they would get to work on that too, like just directing and writing wise and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I always want the Darth Bane like storyline, but I wouldn't want just like a one-off movie with that. I feel like I would want a series because there's so much like just detail
Who
to
is
tell.
the character?
Darth Bane. He
Played
was the
by
one
John
that kind of like
Cena?
introduced the whole idea of like one master, one apprentice.
Yeah. Yeah, John Cena as Darth Bane would be.
I mean, he's pretty jacked, so it could work.
I never know how to feel about really jacked Jedis. I just feel like you have other stuff going on. Why you hit in the gym all the time? And I get it because they're active.
They're warriors, man.
I know, but sometimes Darth Bane is just like ridiculous. He looks like he is Batista John Cena size.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know.
It's changed because Kirklin, like I know you're basing it off of like how he looks back in the day, like Darth Bane style. Have you seen what he canonically looks like in the Clone Wars?
Oh no,
because he's full on like samurai looking. Like it's so cool.
What the hell?
I know he looks very different from what they.
Looks like he's in Mortal Kombat.
He does, yeah. He looks so different from his original like purple lightsaber, bald head,
Yeah.
John Cena looking.
Yeah.
That might just be like a skeleton because he's dead.
I think I have an idea for a one-off story. An adaptation of the Dark Empire comics that Dark Horse did years ago, where Luke temporarily succumbs to the dark side.
Now, do you
Well,
do
isn't that what happened in The Last Jedi?
Well, you could see the ideas in that because also there's like rumors like Palpatine coming back in that one, so you could theoretically set up Rise of Skywalker a little bit better in that one if you really wanted to change a few things around.
Fire a plan.
It'll Rise of Skywalker. Favorite or least favorite MCU movie?
Yeah, this is tricky because again, I like all the MCU movies. I've never failed any of them.
I like them all too, but I definitely
Do
got
you?
least favorite.
Yeah, I definitely got at least.
Yeah, right. I got a bullet.
Well, I feel like when I think of least favorites, like what is the one that I've watched the least?
Sure.
And it would probably
Infinity War.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking he's gonna say.
What's that?
I'm scared. Infinity War.
Infinity War. Endgame just wasn't for me.
Portals, come on.
They could have done it better. Yeah.
Yeah. Like. No, I love Doctor Strange. That's Madison's pick. Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
She's not excited for Multiverse of Madness.
She will be. She will be.
No, it'd probably be.
No, her name's actually Christina.
Or two. Everyone knows you're gonna say it.
I feel like it would be like Dark World is probably my least rewatched one, next to Iron Man 3, oddly enough. And again, it's not because I don't like them, but when I want to watch Iron Man movies, it's usually Iron Man 1, 2, or like Civil War.
So like in order.
Well, I normally don't go to 3.
Is this guy bothering you?
Yeah.
What about you, Tony? You got at least fair MCU. Well, you do. You just got to say it. You know, got to be brave to say it.
Either Thor 2 or Iron Man 2.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
those
same
are
for
the
me.
two on the bottom of most people's list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same for me.
Your favorite?
My favorite is Thor 2 and Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Dark World for sure the bull. I'd rather watch Iron Man 2, but after that would be Iron Man 2. After that, I don't know
Guardians 2, probably.
what I had. God, no. But no, I think those would be the ones. What about you, Carl? What's your least for MCU movie?
Least Winter Soldier.
Really?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Right.
Whoa.
He's Captain America.
Right.
Yeah.
I would do a separate podcast with him, please, on that. I would love to hear that.
Yes.
I'm serious. I really want to hear it.
Winter Soldier and Guardians be my favorite.
Wow.
Just for not what's the better movie, just for what I prefer. You know,
there's a difference.
better, yeah.
Yeah, there's a
That's
difference
fair.
between better and favorite. There's
Yeah.
like favorite for me is Endgame, but I still for me think like Black Panther is like the best MCU movie. But I watch Endgame the most out of them. It's like I know it's depressing, but it's just like it's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to see, you know.
Do you watch Infinity War or do you just put on Endgame?
I sometimes do, but I easily still feel like I can put on Endgame. I think because the 5-year jump really helps to make it feel like separate. If it was right after Infinity War and it was like an hour of that, but it really feels like that's something in the past that happened a long time ago.
You want to know what like a real good like they have these special methods of watching movies like shotgun
The
method for
machete
Star
order?
Wars.
Yeah.
So do you ever think it would be interesting to do the real experience for Marvel where you watch Infinity War, then you wait 5 years and watch Endgame?
No, that sounds awful.
Yeah, that sounds.
Brent's offended by that.
If you're a Richard, I mean, come on.
like what was the? I wouldn't want to do that order. That sounds terrible. Brent, what's your least favorite?
I have Dark World on the bottom of my rankings, but I mean, I like it. I'd well, not tonight because I'm tired, but I'd watch it tomorrow, no problem. So I mean, I like it.
Honey,
and I still think that movie got the single biggest laugh out of me out of any movie in the entire franchise. So,
Captain America moment.
Yeah. Was not expecting that at all. It killed me.
What about you, Rooney? Why is it Guardians 2? You gonna hit me in the heart tonight?
No. It's gonna be Thor 2.
Standard.
Yeah.
And I know. And I think it's to be fair, I think that just speaks to the quality of the MCU that we can all kind of, for the most part, agree. Like the weakest one being Thor 2, and then everyone else can have various ones for their favorite. Like I prefer Iron Man 3 to Iron Man 2. I think the first 40 minutes of Iron Man 2 is really good, but after Whiplash like attacks Tony, and then it's like it stalls until like, hey, I made a new element, and let's not talk about this ever again.
But that Iron Man War Machine team up at the end is pretty awesome, though. Back to back, and the masks come down on them.
Visually. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
though.
but sometimes like the best 6 seconds is like.
Congratulations on your upcoming nuptials.
That's my life, people.
Definitely need to pull that soundbite out.
I would say that's
Oh,
part of the show right there.
Bloopers 2021. I think Brent's trying to get some tweets thrown at you. But he said, "What's your unpopular opinion of DC that you have?" So something unpopular about DC. So I imagine it's something that you would say. Well, there's a lot, but John Cena's Bane, but not that one. Like, something else about DC.
Yeah, something besides John Cena.
Oh, I got something.
Yeah, no, here we go.
He's got many.
So a while ago,
Fanboy Clay tweeted him for any problems.
Yeah, a while ago we did a fan casting of DC characters, and I had one that I put out, and I did again. It was very controversial, and I don't know if you remember Kirklin. I think Travis knows where I'm going with this. So my fan cast, which again, it's clearly an unpopular DC opinion. My fan cast as Two-Face was Elijah Wood.
We did a Matt.
Oh yeah, I could see it.
We did a Matt Reeves fan cast, and we were like, okay, we picked. Yeah, it was like that flying Tim meme, like he was saying that. He was going, but no, like. We did this, like we picked 8 characters that who Matt Reeves could use, and then and he hit us with Elijah Wood as.
So I have to assume I'm thinking of the wrong person. This is the Lord of the Rings guy, right?
Frodo. No, this is Frodo. Oh yeah, Frodo's
I would go with that. Honestly, I'd watch
Tim's
that.
all over it.
Yeah.
Is this an animated movie?
He's a good actor. I guess it's just.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I guess.
I don't, from what I've read in the comic, what I've seen, I just don't see it. I don't see like the warm, like personal guy. I don't see like the charismatic Harvey Dent guy. I don't see the hard nosed. He's done some really, especially these past few years in horror. He's done some like fun performances, but I guess I don't see it. But Tim, you're a little bit on this wavelength. So
yeah, like it's weird. Like if we're gonna go in that kind of similar route, like I can go with Elijah Wood because I think. Even though I don't like the remake of the movie Maniac, I think he was good in that.
Yeah.
But like, kind of like staying the same way. Like, what about Daniel Radcliffe as Harvey Dent?
I buy that one more.
Yeah, I buy that one more.
I don't like the whole, and even he said it because you bring. I don't like the Daniel Radcliffe for the new Wolverine. When people bring that up,
do. I like that one.
You like that one, Brent?
I think that'd be great casting.
What?
What's he gonna do?
He's gonna stand there and talk about being the best there is at what he does, and he's gonna say bubble.
I mean, he's the
Eye.
right height for Wolverine if we want to be accurate.
I don't care about the height.
Yeah, no, I'd be more on the Raniel Dadcliffe.
Raniel.
That's what gets the girls to call me Raniel Dadcliffe, and they're like, okay, buddy, and then they leave him. But Brent, what's your unpopular DC opinion?
Oh.
The question. I was like, send you.
I don't have any queued up ready to go right now.
You can think of one like that.
It's too many. It's too many. That's why he's like,
no, like a specific one. Like, what am I going to say? I don't like the Snyder movies. That's hardly an unpopular opinion.
No,
it's
yeah.
like 50-50. Let's be real.
I'll say one right now because it's been talked about. And
Yeah,
it's not even that
you do that and give me a
unpopular.
minute.
Yeah, it's not even that unpopular anymore, but I feel like it was a few years ago that I prefer Batman Returns to 89. I feel like there's more of a sentiment of that now, but I felt like before we started this podcast, I'd bring up to everybody and people like, you're crazy. Like the Penguins with the rocket ships and Dan DeVito's too weird and like it's too Tim Burton-y, but it's like, that's all the reasons I really like it. Obviously, Michelle Pfeiffer's in that too, and I love her performance. I think it's up there with the best of the best, but I think that would be mine because I kind of share this. Like the Snyder movies, I'm like dead set in the middle. There's some I like, there's some I don't. I don't love the Martha moment, but I don't hate it like other people. Like with his movies, I'm all very in the middle for like all the stuff, so I don't really have any hot takes there. Like other than like I guess I could just say I don't care about Superman, but I'm starting to a little bit over time. Like I'm trying to read more, I'm trying to watch more, but I've never really engaged with that character. But that's not popular because I feel like there's like tons of people that say, oh, Superman's a boring character. So I think that's just my only one. It's like Returns is like for me, like if I can only watch one for the rest of my life, even though Jackson, that first one, I go Returns every time. Christmas movie. It's really weird. It's good stuff, you know?
I mean, I don't want to say something like, oh, there's too much focus on this character because that just is like, well, no, it's because it's not the character I want to see.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that's boring. So it's like, oh, there should be less of this Green Lantern and more of that Green Lantern. No, who cares? That's stupid. I'm going to stick with what I kind of said earlier. Superman 4, The Quest for Peace is my favorite of the Christopher Reeves ones. I'm going to go with that.
That is an unpopular opinion. That's a crazy one. I couldn't believe that. So, yeah. What about you, Tony?
Which of the Batman movies gets the hate? Is it 4 or is it Batman Robin?
Batman Robin gets the hate.
That one is not as bad as people say. It's
a great movie.
Good, yeah.
It's entertaining.
I also saw you say something to Chris earlier about X-Men Origins not being that bad of a movie. That's an unpopular Marvel opinion right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gets too much hate for what it brings us. Like we see all these characters, we don't really see that much. Like we saw Gambit, whether you like him or not, whether the story was good, whether the continuity matches up. Sure, it does not match up at all, but what it gave us as a one-off, enjoyable.
Yeah, fair enough. I just was like, wow, that's crazy.
The history scene at the beginning there, where they show like him and his brother going through the ages. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's great.
But then he also boxes the Blob. And that's like why do we?
Hey, they just put that on Disney Plus. So
yeah. It's fine.
And that fight scene.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Kirklin, you got an unpopular DC opinion?
I really like Batman and Robin.
You really like Batman?
Yeah,
Robin.
I will.
So
I will always watch that movie. Yeah.
What about you, Carl?
Trying to think. Jim Carrey is the Riddler.
I back that.
I think Jim Carrey is Scarface.
You want Jim Carrey as
the puppet or
both?
Okay.
So it's obviously
I think
I
he
can see that.
Yeah, I could see it.
I thought you were suggesting remake of Tony Montana.
That's what I
that's a better one.
An immigrant with Jim Carrey and becoming a drug lord. Like, yeah, that would be the third remake. That's something different. All right, like okay. What were you, Tim? What were you picking in there? I see you thinking.
Well, I'm kind of derailed right now because I'm just imagining Jim Carrey as Tony Montana right now. So that's like throwing me like when you get the power, then you get the women. And then And
Think of the pelvic thrusting I get do there.
I like it'll make the end gunfight even stranger. But unpopular DC opinion, I think the worst episode of the DCAU is Batman Beyond's epilogue. I hate the fact that we made Terry McGinnis partially biological related to Bruce Wayne. I think it's the biggest mistake to Terry's character.
I agree.
Spoilers.
That was so. Oh, okay, it's been out
like 20 years.
Yeah, I agree with you. That was even when I saw it as a youngster, I was like, I don't like this. That just to me defeated the whole purpose of their relationship of making him his son or pseudo son. You know, it's like why? Like it was a problem that did not need any fixing or anything like that. You know,
on the office
yeah, like I love the stuff like the flashback stuff with the royal flushing. That's amazing, and that's why I have such a paradoxical feeling towards that episode. But I feel like the fact that it was random chance that he ended up at Wayne Manor and that's how he became Batman is wonderful. It's free will. It's his choice. But the fact that the deck is stacked against him because the retcon in that episode lessens the entire series for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I try to block that out of my mind. I'm watching them right now with my daughter, and I know it's not going to impact her that much because she's only 3, but I just know, oh man, like that's coming up. And I haven't watched that episode in quite a while just because I don't really feel like returning to it for that reason. But and then Brent asked, what do you consider the true version of a character with the story comics? I mean, like, so if there's a one character, what do you feel? Taylor's about to get philosophical or have nothing?
So my character, his first on-screen representation, his only on-screen proper representation, this is a stretch, but bear with me. The Bionicle Liwa Nuva from Bionicle Mask of Light. I think I love the way they represent his dialect, how he speaks in that movie. And I love his representation in the comics. I think it's awesome. But that's probably like one of my, off the top of my head, that I could think of at the time. That was one of my truest go-tos for like staying true to a character. So
I don't know if that's the exact question Brent was asking, but
true version of a character. That's what I wrote.
We'll take that answer.
We will take that answer. That's a great
one. And then I think it just plays one's last.
He had, why is Ghost Rider underwhelming?
Oh yeah, why is Ghost Rider?
I said people don't understand hell and it's boring to them.
No, these are not fanboy clays. These are Patreon clay. These are those the last ones.
Yeah, that from Brent, but there was U.S. Clay Agent. This first question was like, what's a movie you loved, kept its flame alive, and then opinion changed?
I think just like,
so I took it as like it was multiple possible routes in that question. I just put Lego Movie 2. I liked it in theaters, but just now, like when I think of Lego, I'm always gonna go like Lego Movie 1 or preferably Lego Batman. That's just gonna be the go-to.
What about Ninjago or Ninjago?
Ninjago is not gonna be on my movie shelf.
We don't talk about it.
No. What movie do you like everyone else hates? I have to say I chose Resident Evil, but I put like the franchise just in general, those movies, because I don't hear anyone else talking about them.
Dude,
but like Mila Jovovich, you do. Yeah, we'll do a retro someday.
Hell yes.
Prequel to any movie, a District 9 prequel. I would love a District 9 focusing on the aliens, not the humans setting up like the base and like not the aliens. I want to see the prawns, just what ordeal went on their planet and them going to Earth. 3 Desert Island movies: Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, Jurassic Park, and Return of the King, the extended edition specifically.
Okay.
Travis, if I'm Travis for a day, I would get him his driver's license. I would sell his PS5.
Oh, what the fuck? Why are you selling my PS5?
Because you already have an Xbox, so you're all good.
No, how am I gonna play Spider-Man when it comes out?
Well, you don't have to.
Yes, he does.
That's a raw deal.
You can play Call of Duty, Halo. And again, this is only for a day. So just for the hell of it, I'd rename Gwen to Nicholas and rename Logan to Cage.
Oh my god!
I would buy
Nicolas Cage now.
I would buy a pet snake as well.
Oh my god!
Would you take a drink?
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, you ruin every other aspect.
There's a line. There's a line.
Okay.
Rename his kids is fine, but not.
I'd rather you take a shot of some liquor than rename my kid.
Then I can't. I think this is still like if you had like complete wedding control, blank check, zero backlash. I would choreograph a complete wedding battle with like Black Series lightsabers. So bridal party, like all of us, we'd all be doing it.
This is why you don't have that power.
Madison, shut it down quickly.
It only lasts 6 seconds. Don't worry.
Yeah, very short choreography.
Good 6 seconds.
I'd fly us all to a destination place like Japan or somewhere like super like awesome just to explore culture. And I would hire Nicolas Cage as the officiant. I just think that would be hilarious. He would bring such passion and emotion to it.
But what if he decides not to speak?
I would pay him enough money so he would.
That'd be a good wedding. Yeah.
Now Hansi had a question. I don't know if she remembered. The best franchise, Ghost Rider or Jurassic World? I put Jurassic World.
Yeah, Ghost Rider is only 2 movies.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta go with Jurassic World. You're getting another one. Jurassic Park kind of counts.
Yeah, and I think that's all I got.
All right. Well, we're gonna end it here because we're over the time that we did. I thank everyone that did join. I thank all you gentlemen right now for hopping on and helping us kill some time and have some fun and just talk some complete madness for the past little while. We talked about possessions. We talked about best 6 seconds of Taylor's life. And
I thought it was gonna happen. Brent's lights kept turning off. I'm like, Brent, that's how it starts. You gotta watch out there, man.
Well, the second one was a scheduled thing. It happens automatically.
Yeah,
Plus the poster falling.
The poster, yes.
Well,
Rick moved.
Well, you gentlemen have a good night. Again, thanks for helping with the stream and talking to us and whatnot and everything like that. And hope you have a good rest of the week and everything. And thank you very much.
Yep. Good night, guys.
Well, can I stay and talk to Taylor a second once you're done?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Because you got your daughter. Yeah.
Whoa. It's just a wee private one for her. So don't put on the main one or whatever.
Night, buddy.
Tim. See you, Tim.
Everybody stay safe.
You too. You still want us to stream it, Carl?
Well, if you want, I have a recording there or whatever. So, no, it's just my daughter's getting diagnosed with ASD at the moment. So she sort of fixates some things, and she fixated on this last night. So I said to her, I'll ask Taylor just to answer. She just asked you 3 silly questions. So that's all it is. Do you want me to play it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
It's just Carl's voice.
Because she has listened to all 3 now of your reviews of Camp Cretaceous, so you're her favorite.
Hey Taylor, Carl here. Me and my daughter Willow, we just finished watching Camp Cretaceous season 3, so I can't wait to listen to the review. But she seen me watching these guys on in the live stream, and she wanted to ask you some questions. So go ahead, Willow.
My questions are: who is your favorite character? Mine is probably Kirklin. And who is your favorite dinosaur? Mine is probably Bumpy.
Bumpy.
And who is the scariest dinosaur? Mine would probably be the one with clown stuff. And it has like 2 of them around the island on when they were in the limo, and then the limo crashed into a tree.
Oh yeah, that was scary. All right, well, wish them luck for raising money.
Okay.
Cheers, bye.
Your daughter's so much nicer than you, Carl. You know
I know.
So favorite character, dinosaur, and scariest dinosaur.
Sir, what was your daughter's name again?
Willow.
Okay. My favorite character is Darius. I think he's really grown and he's become such an interesting character. He's just, his passion for dinosaurs has grown, and he's been drawing in his journal all the different dinosaurs he's seen, which I think is very cool. He reminds me of like an Alan Grant Jr. Now, favorite dinosaur? Yeah, I would have to agree. I really like Bumpy. I always liked, Velociraptors and T-Rex and all that, but Bumpy has just really made me appreciate Vegisauruses, especially when Bumpy got to be a part of all the other ones and had his group that he joined up with. I loved when he was being protected by them. I thought that was very cool. Now, scariest.
Also Bumpy.
Bumpy's got a big tail.
Yeah. I would probably say out of all these crazy evil dinosaurs, the Scorpius Rex is definitely the scariest so far because again, there was 2 of them. I totally agree. And it can climb trees, it has heat vision, and it has dangerous quills that can come out of its tail. Like it's just so many different scary things all piled together into one creature. So yeah, I think we share many of the same thoughts on this.
Yeah, she's smarter than me. There you go.
There we go.
Well, thanks for your time, fellas.
No problem, Carl. Always thanks
All
for
right.
coming on and whatnot. We'll talk to you soon.
No worries.
Yeah.
See you later. Bye.
See you, Carl.
Bye.
All right. Well, it's us.
That's his noise.